We finished yesterday at around 11 hours, and we are level 79. We're in maps. We only have 13 maps completed on the Atlas. Baran is on his way to spawning. And try to go into a little bit more like items and stuff and what I'm looking for. So let's look over the gear and what I have so far. So I have a +1 chaos one, and that's pretty much the only thing it has. So we want to get like either one. Ideally we want to start crafting one that can also get +1 chaos but get a prefix open, so we can craft either spell damage or later when we unveil it, the damage over time multiplier. This one. That's one of the things we're going for right now. So other than that, the one doesn't have any good stats. So again, things we're looking for is spell damage, chaos damage over time multiplier, and +1 chaos spell skill gems. Rings wise, both my rings are really great. These are honestly, for the most part, fine for endgame. Something that could replace them would be like 60+ life rings with a high resist and an open suffix. So for example, if this had like 35 cold rest and then an open suffix, it would most likely be what we would keep for the entire thing. This one is pretty great. We don't need resist on it right now because we have so much resist and we're still using a Lyra. Once we get 20 regrets, that's something we can already replace to get 2 more skill points because we did help a Lyra just to make League start easier. Other than that, my helmet is pretty great. Once I get to the cage map, you can see here. Let's see. I think the highest we can craft here is the tier 4. So once we get to the cage map, and you can like see where all things are come from in the crafting bench, we can craft, I think it's like 50 to 70 life. That means this will be a 100 life helmet with 28 fire rest and 13 chaos. That's fine. That's great. Like, this is an okay helmet. That's something you'd be fine pushing to 100 with. Tabitha, we are looking to replace with either something like a Restless Ward, or a high Sadist Garb. Ideally, we want to wait with crafting a Sadist Garb until we can get like at least the 84, maybe 86, depends how lucky we are. So there are div cards that give item level 100 armor so you can get lucky with. There's Carnal Armor, I think, is like okay as well, but Sadist Garb is better. Our gloves, they're great. These are fine for endgame. Not really looking for new gloves, so I'm not going to care that much about picking them up, except at the end of the map. The belt's okay. We want to replace this with a Stygian Vice. The boots, they're amazing. We were insanely lucky with the boots. We got this off a Metamorph doing Incursion Armor. Incursion Armor can have a couple of good outcomes. It can be percentage life on the chest, reduced reservation on the helmet, or movement speed and spell dodge on the boots. So these are insane. These are like, you would definitely not be replacing these at any point, right? These are like the kind of boots that everybody goes around like, holy shit, Steel, did you see Zizaran's boots 2 hours into maps? Like, they're insane. The amulet, we definitely want to pick up every single amulet we find. We want to replace that. And the shield, if this was Trade League, this I would sell instantly or swap it with somebody that is playing a crit build to try to get maybe dual rest and life, because all we want is life and resist. And then Flask, we haven't rolled that well yet. We have Bleed immunity, Curse immunity, Crazy immunity, sadly Adrenaline on the silver, and no immunity here. So we're missing Shock immunity. I did. And currently we are around, I think we're like 2 or 3 hours into mapping. What's the plate on this? 10 hours, 44 minutes. And we have basically 6k life. And we have not found the Uber Lab trials yet. We're on 2. So what we want to do to get that more is we're going to do like Zana dailies and hope we get like, just spam low level maps to get more dailies as well. Make sure you kill the boss. And every time that we get a Zana option, we're going to look through all her maps and look for contains a lab trial. And then, yeah, we haven't really started much on Betrayal and Unveiling. So we're just going to start. We want to do a tier 4 and do the Zana in that. We also want to make sure that we bought everything that we possibly need from this. I think we need all of that. Alright, good stuff. Because now, when I put this in and do the Zana mission, This is now a reset, and we have new maps for sale, and now we have a tier 6. Natural tier 6. So it's extremely easy to climb in maps when you realize how to use Sana to your full advantage. Man, aura-wise, we're using Skitterbots, and we're using Malevolence. So we stopped using Flesh and Stone for now. And especially what we're missing right now is a Granite Flask. One of the main reasons that we really want a Granite Flask is that I have Vaal Molten Shell. It does very little right now. So if I pop Vaal Molten Shell now, I only get 200. Whereas if I have a Granite, then I get around 3k, maybe 3.5. It's still leveling up as well. So Crystal Ore. See here, so now you're looking down here. Vaal Fragment, Rogue Exiles, and Invasion Boss. None of those are particularly exciting, so we're gonna do... now, I would prefer doing the Chateau map, but we're going to do Castle Ruins because crit and additional projectiles and extra damage this early when we have this little survival is actually pretty rippy. So our YouTube bait video of Cold Snap May showing the first Gladiator build. Thank you very much for the bait. What do you mean? Gladiator build? Cold Snap? I haven't made a Cold Snap video for Path of Exile. I made one for Wilson. Yeah, maybe Alyssiana. Did he rip? No, this is hardcore. The explanation of POV. Oh, did he not watch the video? Thanks, Fungus. You made a close now video explaining the POV. I didn't put sounds on and made a fucking gladiator. Well, why would you watch a video without watching with sound? It's explained in the video. That's not my problem. That's your fault. That's just the example template for how we're explaining how Path of Building works for new players. That's not bait. That's you being stupid. Don't blame other people for your mistakes. So we don't really need to pick up boots and stuff at the moment, but picking up 4-slot items for ults and stuff. Can you explain with the Cold Snap video? No, because it's explained clearly in the video that I'm explaining with the generic build. Because I don't want to re-record. Like, it already takes me between 2 and 6 hours per video. So we cut down by explaining Path of Building with one simple clip that we reuse for every single video. Haku, we don't care where it is. Sure, we're just gonna give out Fortification Intelligence. We didn't really care about the choices there. Like, you can't watch a video and then complain about the info that is clearly explained in the video that you ignored watching. That's like peak stupidity. Oh yeah, timer is off, sorry. We're a little ahead anyway. Right. So to understand Betrayal, you kind of want to watch the Betrayal guide that I'm putting out. We don't really want Hillock and Intervention. Like, we can just rank up Ashley. We don't really care about any of these choices either. Drop some currency, that's nice. Because it's going to start filling up our inventory and we'd rather load up on smaller items, we're going to start unveiling. This one's really, really big. You can get ailment immunity when using a rare chest. None of those matter. Quality is not bad. Cooldown recovery speed. We'd rather have the lightning and chaos. That's a good stat. How does this syndicate stuff work? TLDR? It's literally not something you can TLDR. I mean, you move people around and get different rewards depending on where they are. That's the TLDR. But it's like, I made a 3-page script for the video so far. Boop. Well, bye. So bosses are extremely easy with ED. And then we got a Chateau map anyway. Darathos, thank you for the 31 months and the tier 2 resub. Thanks so much, dude. I watched your video and ended up baking a cake. Thanks for the clickbait. Now it is mapping, and we're already shield charging, so we do have fortify when charging into pack. And again, today's stream is going to be fairly short. Finally have internet at the house, so I'm going to start moving things over as well, and I have a meeting today about some PoE stuff.
Dirty little deal is over, Exile.
This does bring back some wonderful memories.
Oh. No, not method. Am I supposed to say it's a race? It's not. What about racing? Jeez. What's their health? Yeah, how's their speed on YouTube? Right, none of these are masters that I want in research. Janus, I guess, can be there just to... Sure, we can put things there just to throw them out later. Level them up to throw them out later. No, Premier is like the best thing to have in the syndicate. We don't want to remove. That one's not bad. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that's just your unlocking things for your crafting bench, basically. But Betrayal is very, very complicated. Bucket. And we'll check Betrayal too. We don't really want to do Betrayal. It's just so insanely rippy. So we do want to avoid doing it. Unless it's good rewards. Like this one had fairly good rewards. Oh, that sounds rippy. I think I'm very easy to kill us right now. In a real league, like right now I don't care that much obviously. In a real league, like, you know, Delirium, I would not be doing Metamorphs this early. Unless I have a Granite Flask, to be honest. Okay, let's blow some people's minds. We now have a 6 socket on the cursor. Our inventory is full, so we're actually gonna go bang. This is actually a sort of racist feature. This doesn't work if you're American. If you're American, you actually load too fast. So you can only do this if you live far away from Texas. Because then it takes so long for your hideout and stuff to start loading that you have time to do things. If you live in Texas, you're going to be like, hey, I load instantly. I mean, here, there, Caesar, I can't do that, I load instantly. And that's just because you're close to the Texas server that everybody connects to. We should start using the div card tab at some point. I don't see where everything explained series on YouTube. Well, that's because we're still recording it. It's being made right now. It can't be on YouTube while it's being made. Isn't ED Contagion low damage for high tier bosses? I mean, it's high enough for like Awakener and well, everything like that. I wouldn't do like deep delving with it, but it's high enough for anything in the game. Now that we have a shield, we're gonna start taking these and these. We'll take this first. What's our block chance shield? 25. Yes, we'll take these. Our total block chance still actually, yeah, 25. So we'll go those three. If you have a bad shield, you can sometimes take those to get higher block.
13 more days.
Shivan, thank you for 16 months, dude. Right, now we're gonna continue doing the pasta. Do you get Mystic Bulwark? What is it? Sometimes. Yeah. Especially when I have a ES block shield later. I love this build so much. So fun to play. So already we can actually focus on not really caring that much about gear. Like I said, the only thing we really need is like amulet, new shield, new belt. Rings are always going to be good, and we will still pick up new helmets. Pacquiao, thank you for the 15 months, dude. I want to like do this series at least all the way until like Urbalab. My degen's better than your degen. Aquamarine. To be fair, I already might have had a granite and just not paid attention to it. They're not exactly huge on my filter. Huge! If you could have wings in real life, would you do it? No, that would make sitting on my gaming chair. I don't even have a gaming chair. That would be sitting here would be painful. Isn't the Vertex still super good for ED? Yes, Vertex is awesome. And so is the Awakener helmet. The Awakener helmet is amazing for damage. I was using that for a while. You get so much damage you don't really need more, so I usually switch out to Hubris just for more tank. Oh. Yes, I'll be racing for 100 this league. Next league, I don't know. If there's no new boss or event next league, I might do a greed league. See if I can make 20,000 exalts in one league. Because the most I've done is like somewhere like 3,000 to 5,000 exalts in one league. This has... So this was like worth checking because it has hybrid, but hybrid life, but it doesn't have an open prefix to craft more. How does the ES version work? I have a full guide on it, so you can check that out, or watch videos of me playing it, but you're like pretty much always full energy shield. And the ES version is borderline immortal because you get ES back when you block. Hello, Tupac. Maybe Wind Ripper. I would be playing with other people if I did that, so I would be like, Noogie is gonna move this week, hopefully. Steel still needs to sort some stuff, but maybe he's here by next week. We'll see. And then I'd probably like a good team would be like me, Embu, Noogie, Steel, if everyone wants to. That'd be fun. And that's without taking handouts. That'd just be working with other people. Like, it's completely pointless playing the game if you get handed stuff for free. Energy leaf support over decay? Yeah, decay is the same as not having a socket there. It wouldn't do anything. Having, not moving? He might. He's not decided yet. Last time he said he was more tempted to. Would you do a Raider run in this series? No, this isn't so much about the build. This is more about the game in general. I'm being very, like, less specific about ED stuff. Easy bosses. Pick up more jewels. We can pick up some small items because we want a lot of alts and stuff for crafting stuff later. Maybe playing next league. I'll be doing Hardcore SSF. Wow, Kev. Wow. Hardcore SSF 100 race next league. This one coming up, Delirium. And then after that, if there's no event, like, I'm probably not gonna, because I'm gonna go like crazy hard on the upcoming race. Like crazy hard. Like, if people aren't spamming, like, is this okay? Then I'm not going hard enough. Like Monka S. We want to pick up Blacksmith Whetstones to do all our stuff. Get bubbles. Ooh. There's a lot of fist damage, I think. They died. Okay. Sulfur Flask. Where's my granite? I do need more pockets. Moving it together. Well, it's just I'm offering up my house as like a, because they one thing with streaming.
Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime.
Thank you, Shift Tag.
Twitch Prime.
Thank you, thank you.
Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime, KKW.
Thank you. One thing with streaming is that it can be like, you usually don't have anyone near you or around you that you can hang out and talk about streaming to. And a lot of the time, like, I don't know, like IRL friends, families, like they don't always like get streaming, right? 'Cause they're not closely involved with it. So and Belfast is pretty good to live from a tax point of view too, 'cause it's like company tax if you make a company is 19%. So there's like several good reasons for a streamer to move to Belfast, and then we'd have more streamers close by. So I was offering up my house as like a staging ground so that other people and streamers could move to my house first, then find somewhere to live and move out there. You can get a granite from an X7 quest, I'm aware, and from that quest we picked up Jade because that's mandatory for our build, which we explained in the video earlier at that point. Sort of, Jake. Exclamation mark speedrun. VB steals landlord, no. Charge them rent? No. I don't have a basement. Swift deflection on fortified link, reduce the fortified seal duration. Is it linked right now? Yes, it does. That's a good spot. Wait. Yeah, I think it does. I was just leveling it there. I should unlink it. But yes. That is in fact a no. But you bought a whole fucking house? I bought a house? Yeah, that's been like one of my dreams for a very long time. There's a house tour on Twitter. Why are you spamming that with that? None of these are super rewarding. Oh damn, it in weird. You bought it recently? Yep. I just got internet yesterday. It's a new build. Oh, right, man, that. I can see you were putting a lot of thoughts into what you were filling in there. One. Quinn's moving back to New Zealand. Four. Yeah, he was worried about the coronavirus and particularly like his kids and stuff. So he wanted to be back in New Zealand. And his kids? Yep, 2 kids. They're cute. I can find the house tour? Yeah, it's on Twitter. You mean you can or can't? Oh, I searched my house. There. Not interacting, lost with chat, still talks all the time to chat. Right, but that's still less than normal. What's the point in being on Twitch if I'm not going to interact with chat? That's what YouTube is for, people that don't want interaction and just want to find like the direct content that they're looking for. And then maybe a lot of people that are watching on YouTube just haven't really like bothered with Twitch, and then maybe somebody watching this video will be like, it's quite fun to actually like interact with the streamer that actually bothers reading his chat. And then maybe somebody will find me through YouTube. Maybe someone in chat right now found me through YouTube. Alright, helmet. Love those things. I did nice. Like bosses are so easy with this build and Starry, it's amazing. Let's see, did I see shield? I am here shield. So honestly, like, especially at the end of maps, we fill up the inventory with as small items as you can, because we want a lot of alterations. I also focus early on picking up a lot of like whetstones, transmutes, armor scraps and stuff like that, so that later when I'm trying to push hard for level 100, we don't have to worry so much about portal scrolls. Right, so we're doing fossils, rare jewelry, currency, rare weapons. The mortar is The mortar is pretty rippy. You gotta be careful of that. I actually feel like most of the insta kills happen like 3 seconds in, so I like try to do a lot of damage and then move out. Missing Citadel. Oh, thank you. I didn't see it. For some reason, I have a hard time seeing those. Thank you, chat. Appreciate that a lot. We want to pick up ones, so more ones for us. How tanky is that build? Very, very tanky. I found you through a giant waffle. Waffle's awesome. So already now we have 4 citadels unlocked. How do you get alterations first act? Selling what? Selling identified rares. Or blues. We're just skimming over the items real quick. The more you play, the less time you spend looking at items. But obviously, they, for example, that one I like slightly longer at because I was like, life, oh, low roll, not hybrid, and you like just it gets faster and faster the more you play. Nice tampin'. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. Very happy with the house. See, we're just gonna bank everything here, and then we're focusing on completing the maps here. So you sort of lay out a plan of what you're doing, right? So all that maps that I just picked up, even if it's some like this one, I haven't done this yet. I haven't done Basilica yet, but that's not part of like the immediately things that I've like looked over those maps and I know that they're like doable. So then we're like finishing these first. And like obviously like if I was like playing realistically now, then I wouldn't be like stopping at any point. Like it would just be like in out, just keep doing something all the time. And that's like one of the reasons like that like gives you such an advantage when you know what you're doing, because you're not sitting around thinking about what to do next. You're always doing something. You have no downtime. You take very little breaks. You're never sitting around in your hideout thinking like, what do we do next? What do I do now? You're just always like very efficient and doing something. Maps take around a minute or 2 or less, and then you have like try to have like less than like 8 seconds ideally between maps. How do you get the 5th map slot device? That's from doing a 4 emblem legion. Oh, this is pretty rippy. So you want to like move a lot, and that can kill you very easily. Awesome. So even though like this is sort of a bad thing, because this wand is very low on the filter, so some people might already switch to a stricter filter this early. But this wand could be amazing. It's most likely not going to be, but having 10% more spell damage on the wand isn't really going to make or break if the wand is really good. Because this could have +1 chaos levels, it could have 30 chaos damage over time multiplier, and high spell damage, right? Like, it could be amazing. But filters will show it low because it's not the best base. But on things like that, the best base doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, Opal 1 is the best base or something. Check it. It's garbage. But it can be good. Just because something is a better base doesn't mean it has a higher chance to be good rolled. And that's like really, really important to remember. Opal 1 wasn't highlighted on tier 1 rare and everything. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to make a filter, to be fair. I couldn't do a better job, so I'm not really gonna complain. How much dex do you need for your support gems in this build? I'm not sure. I've never had dex issues in this. So an idea? I already did. It has been ID'd. Why is it called a better base if the shitty ones can roll the same thing? Because the so That's a great question. Hold on, I'll explain it, and I'll use the wiki to help me explain it as well to show. One sec. Let me finish this map. Okay, almost done with the map.
I believe you've gathered all the samples
Ooh, scarabs. Incursion jewelry, that's really good. They can roll like percentage life or percentage energy shield. Incursion weapon is good, but we really want a Baron fossils right now. This is a pretty rippy one with the necrotic orbs. There. Corroded. That's not bad. That blocks some things. Iron ring, sadly. And regen. Scarabs are great. We definitely want things like Bestiary scarabs and stuff, really. Right, okay, so let's explain bases a little bit. Path of Exile once. So all I do to find the wiki is just to Google Path of Exile once. Have you followed the guide? I have. Look, your bits are insane. Yeah. So, for example, if you look by listings, like you have, this is like the highest tier one. So Profane Wand and Convoking Wands are like the highest level ones, right? Then you have the highest spell damage wand. Yeah, I think Prophecy and Imbued was listed on a lot of filters as the best ones for a while. Opal Wand is the best one. So if you're looking to craft yourself a wand, then Opal Wand is the best, right? That's the highest implicit. Even though it's a lower one than others. It's displayed lower than Tornado and Prophecy. Now, that depends on what stat you're looking for as well. So you can see here that you can see, for example, the best one for attack speed is Imbued. So if you're making a Wander that's using Kinetic Blast or something like that, then you do want an Imbued one because that is the best one. It's similar to a Siege Axe for axes. And then you can see there's different base crits. So for if you're doing like a Kinetic Blast minor and you don't need attack speed, then people use Prophecy ones because that has higher damage and higher crit but a lower attack speed. And knowing all this is hard. It just comes with time, and you can look up everything. So for example, another example where base types matter a lot more. Like for example, when we're using it for spells, then we don't care that much on the different implicits. Like if it's 20% spell damage or 40, doesn't matter that much. It's more about what the stats it rolls. However, with something like a Titanium Spirit Shield, for example, where on earth are ES shields? Oh, here. Like Titanium Spirit Shield has 64. I think this is the base ES. A Titanium Spirit Shield is base 64 flat energy shield, and that's huge over anything else. So if you're making an energy shield, no, I didn't, Dr. Dinner. I told you earlier. So if we're making an energy shield, then Titanium Spirit Shield is by far the one you want to use. You can use the others, but you're going to get 50 to 100 less energy shield. So the wiki is pretty good. We'll have enough single target for this for Yellow Guardians. Yeah, Yellow Guardians are like, even Red Guardians are pretty easy on this. That was just an identify, yeah. And I checked the vendors a lot while leveling. A very easy way to get +1 is a Baron Fossils on a low item level 1. And we're going to show how to do that as soon as they start getting a Baron Fossils. Let's see. I have some Nico. So the way I use my dailies as well is, for example, I would never use my Nico daily in a tier 1 to 4. I'm always going to use that in an Elk tier 5 because that will give me more Sulfite. Devouring items okay. I'm not a massive fan. Hi, Nico. Is this Bane? No, this is an Essence Drain build. If I was Bane, I would be level 64. Hey, Vaal side area. And we still want to do Vaal side areas to try to hope to get a good 6 thing. Oh, really, Dumpin? I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That's shitty. Alright, let's see. Courtyard. Will ED still be strong next thing? So we don't know what is going to be good until patch notes. So one of the most frustrating things for streamers in this time is that people will start coming by your chat and be like, hey, is this build good next thing? Is that build? Oh, do you have any recommendations for next thing? And people will spam that literally to the point where I will finish saying no to one person and a new person will ask the same question. And that's because you have so many people going in and out of chats, right? Like, for example, if you have 1,500 viewers, there's probably around 300 constantly coming and going. Or something like that ratio. So you constantly get people coming in asking streamers, hey, is this good? Which, like, depending on how like easy you have or how easy a time you have with tolerating answering repeated questions, that drives some streamers insane. And that's why the people that I appreciate the most are the ones that are just part of chat and saying we don't know until next thing, or he doesn't know until patch notes, stuff like that. They go on the good list. So here we have a 6 thing, and it has life, and it's on a good base. So now we just by doing Vaal side areas, and this is exactly what we're looking for, and it's an evasion and energy shield. This is like a pog, and what would happen now is earlier. Now that we find that this early, we don't care about crafting a rare chest at all. Why are you so casual about it? Because this is just a test thing where I'm using this to explain things. And this happens very often. This is like the best case scenario. And it's actually really weird that it rolled so little off colors. Because normally what happens is that this would be an armor base with these colors. Because what I find with the Vaal side areas is that the chests, they normally have like the opposite colors. Like the corrupted 16 ones, they usually have the opposite colors normally. But this one actually has the same colors as its base. But Vaal side areas are like 1/6 every 15 to 20 Vaal side areas. I'll put it up here. And this is the second one I've found on this character already. The first one was the staff or something. Oh, wow. But yeah, so that's a great chest. Obviously it doesn't have quality, but it has evasion and energy shield. So this is fantastic. It does, however, not have the colors I want. So, and because it's on a good base, I would be re-rolling it. So to reroll a corrupted chest, you would do like this, and then you would probably do... I would probably do 1 blue. But then now we need more Vaal orbs. And this is why I do every side area. As soon as they get level 50. Between Flask and camera. What? Oh. What down here? People usually complain about it when it's there. Yes, it's going on YouTube as soon as it's done. And right now I don't really need it. It's not really going to give me that much more survival, but it will be a massive difference once I get my Urbalab, which is Escape Artist. So for any trickster build, regardless of what like gem you're using, it's just very, very big. So it's 1 energy shield per 6 evasion. So this would be, it would be like the same as like a 270 energy shield chest with lifeline, cold resist, and int on it. Oh, nice one already. Congrats. Black Mike, thank you for the 14 months, dude. Never forget. Oh, I never will. But yeah, so that's like one of the best case scenarios. Getting a bit low on wisdoms. Living on a prayer. Gears, thank you for the 6 months. Well, the corrupted items in particular are worth looking at. Amulets. Do you do Vaal areas even leveling? Well, yeah. So early on, I do it until I get my Vaal Blight, which we got from Vaal side area. And then once I have that, I stop doing Vaal side areas until I get level 50. Yeah, regular tabulas is a lot harder to farm. I farm them very fast, and it takes me... Oh, nice, big! Sorry, got excited. That's large. I'm gonna instantly bubble that shit. Oh my god, that's best case scenario. Right. So what are we replacing? We're replacing this, which is my adrenaline. So we are actually going to do warding on that. So reduced is the best mod you can get. Wasting luck in the season's end? Yeah, I know. I just want to like do stuff like this to try to help people. We're going to do warding. Wait, no. Grounding. Move on shock immune. And then we lose our adrenaline, so we're going to be slightly slower. Until we can roll our flask properly. Ideally, we want a divine life flask with heat.
The ritual is complete.
Oh, my logout macro's off. Did you remove adrenaline from Bestiary? Yeah, ages ago. When do you click the garnet flask? Always. It's always up. If my flasks are not constantly up, I'm playing the game wrong. Right, onslaught on kill. We're also going to try to roll a 8% onslaught, which is a suffix. But if you don't have charges on the flask, then you're clearing too slow. Generally, I always want it up. I particularly want it up before pressing my Vaal Molten Shell. Like, if I don't have Vaal Molten Shell up, I feel very... Damn. I feel very uncomfortable doing Metamorph. With Vaal Molten Shell, they're a lot easier. I would say if Vaal Molten Shell didn't exist, we would see probably somewhere between a 50 to 100% increase in deaths to Metamorph, honestly. Wait, you self-cast Vaal Molten Shell? You have to. There's no way to not self-cast it. So right now, like I said, we're trying to roll Onslaught. Shit. Regals. And ideally we want an 8% Onslaught. Yes, eventually I would switch to CI. It's hard to do in SSF early. Nice. A lot better. This is max rolled. The 6 to 8 roll is the one that I would divine. If I got a 6%, I would divine it. Right. So now we're gonna get rid of 2 life nodes. And get Onslaught. Now we still have Onslaught, but we have a Granite Flask. Yes, the mod works on EDD gen. You'll see now that I start having Onslaught up a lot. Still, there. If you're clearing fast enough, it's up all the time. Now, you can see that the Vaal Molten Shell is 2k, and whenever the Vaal Molten Shell levels up a bit, and we can get a few things that give armor bonuses, then it'll be even higher. So it's a pretty big, if you have some armor gear too, like, it'll get around 3k Vaal Molten Shell. Oh, shit. There, that's why it's so low. Oh, I wasn't leveling it. Yeah, sadly you do need to spam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty rough. And right now we're self-cursing bosses. We don't need to self-curse anything else. Just level 80. No, I usually use it for Metamorph or some bosses if I feel they're rippy, like now. So now I popped Vaal Shell. That does hit quite hard. And we have enough mobs to fill it up before... There. Fill it up before the Metamorph. Fog hideout. Tempest Shield isn't worth mentioning. I usually don't use it this early. I mean, I have enough sockets that I guess I could fit it this early, but actually don't bother with it now. I do use it endgame. No, area damage does not affect AD. Yeah, it's worth using. I usually only use it when I get a kill lava and a block shield. Such a habit to pick up siege axes to just play the melee league. Am I chancing Stib Knights? No, you don't want to Witchfire Brew for this build. It would be a downgrade over any of my other flasks. The reason why you don't use Witchfire Brew is Witchfire Brew affects the short area around you. One sec. Oh, Harbinger currency. There we have our Vaal Shell out, and then we're fairly safe to just like nuke it down. Ooh, it hit me for 1.5k. Ancient Orb. We'd probably be using that on a chest? I'm not sure. Headhunter? I don't really need Headhunter. Probably chest. Trying to get Restless Ward. Restless Ward or the Chains of Command chest. We focus on making standard builds? No, I'm never going to make builds designed for standard. Yeah, sorry. So again, Witchfire Brew, the reason why you don't want that is it doesn't do anything for your build. It does around the it does most of the time less damage than a Sulfur Flask. The Sulfur is guaranteed 40, whereas that one's like what, 20 to 40. So it's worse than a Sulfur. It does stack though. You could use both for more damage, but the actual blasphemy thing, like it'll be in an aura like this around me, whereas I'll contagion over there, shoot, and then I'll spread, boom, in the distance. So nothing is affected by the despair aura around me. That's why I either want despair on hit from using an aberrant fossil on my weapon, or get lucky and find a despair on hit ring, or craft a hunter ring. Like there's very little benefit in using a Witchfire Brew. Don't need more life right now. We're so tanky. Yeah, we'll do that. Check the ED build that I'm playing right now, Iron Millis. Exclamation mark ED. Serrated rebus. How to progress Atlas. I have an Atlas guide. We're gonna talk about that. Want to have a link to the YouTube playlist for explained in the... Because it's not on YouTube yet. Like, we're still recording it. There's not going to be a playlist. We're going to upload one, like, 15-hour video. And then timestamp it. Like, this is more a series for people that are bored waiting for Delirium and want to watch, like, a full League Start playthrough with an explanation on the side. Similar to the Play With Me's that I do. No, not going face Narco. I would need a Awakener Duel for that. Does the ED spraying with Contagion count as it? No. The Delirium, if you get Delirium on hit, that'll only affect like bosses that you throw the Essence Drain into, or things you shield charge into. But we only care about it for single target. And that's why the Witchfire Brew helps us even less, because most boss fights are over 8 seconds. Bex muted the words Zizaran on Twitter. Yeah, we have a Twitter feud. It's funny. I blocked Bex on Twitter yesterday. And then I unblocked her and she was like, oh no, we're not following each other anymore. Oh well. One man, this man. Just banter. Who's Bex? The community manager from Path of Exile. We have a lot of the bants. The banters. Look at their yeah, I mean that's why I try to make a lot of videos to try to help people. Cause like, yeah. Like if you want to improve, there's a lot of ways you can. Like for example, Dwerbor is a great example. He is a guy that used to be in my community a lot, and he would have around 3 to 5 exiles. And then after watching a few of my guides, and like starting to play more like I do, with like being efficient, having less downtime with maps, he started having 30 to 50 exiles per league. And obviously like knowing more what to look for on items and stuff. So it can help a lot just with like a little push in the right direction. Sir? This is a Wendy's? I hope so, Chronix. Catalyst, whale mistake, we do want essences too. Currency items. Charles Smith, sure. How much an item is worth? Yeah, I want to try to make a price check guide somehow. Don't really know where to start. Item rarity and they're at random, or to fill, or just to troll. So item rarity is actually one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite league start picks. Because when you're using item rarity in Contagion, for some reason, Contagion is counted as what is killing everything. Even though it's not actually, it's Essence Drain doing all the work, but Contagion still counts for, in the way the game counts what is using the kill, as the killer. So you're getting 57 free rarity on everything. Hey Romantin, how are you? I love you. Hello, Life. So this is a nice tool. So we would keep this and we would later regal it. So it's very hard to get tools in this set. Why did Bex block your name on Twitter? She hates me. That's why I blocked her. I blocked her on Twitter. Yeah, Onslaught only works with hits, not T-chins. What does rarity actually affect? Just if an item is blue, yellow, unique, or yeah, just the actual rarity of the item. I think I need Vaal. No way, I don't. I'm pretty sure I did it. So now we're gonna go through. We're gonna look at tier 5 maps and do that. Now we're gonna do Nico. We want to fill up on Sulfite and start finding aberrant fossils. So that's one of the things I really want to explain. Shit, we should alpha that. The reason Contagion is what's killing everything is because ED only kills the monster you hit first, then Contagion. Yeah, I realize. I'm just explaining to people how the rarity works. Herald MTX is your favorite? Divine. Did you see the Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay? Yeah, we were watching it on stream. Looks awesome. Does it affect currency too? No. Nope. Currency is 100% RNG. I guess I wouldn't mind a Vaal Regalia. Well, there's nothing good I could actually switch to. What time are you ending tonight, do you think? I'll be ending in 3 hours. Ooh. I'm only streaming for 4 hours today. Ooh. This boss is scary. Nice Jade Flask. We're gonna pick that up. Use some stuff to vendor. Pick up uniques to vendor. Waste of points. Then work after that. When do you think you're free? I have a meeting starting at midnight. And I have to record videos today as well. Oh shit, I have to record a lot today. I honestly don't know. What's skill duration? ED contagion is used after it's spread. Is the duration reset or how does it work? It's sort of... It uses the first contagion's duration. I think. No, the first... Like, the damage from ED won't continue. Like, it doesn't get reset. That's why skill duration is useful. Yeah, I used ED from level 12 in this video. Ooh. See how like squishy I are with no flask up? It's insane. And that's why whenever the first time I made a ED guide, I told in the guide to use the Jade Flask, but I didn't like yell at people like use the Jade Flask or you will die. And I had so many people being like, hey, Zizaran, I'm following your ED guide, and it's shit. I'm dying all the time. I've done everything you said in the video. And loads of people were like dying and complaining. And then every single time I looked at a video, they hadn't done like most of the things I said in the video. But more importantly, they'd been just ignoring the essence drain. Sorry, the Jade Flask. So all these people were running a Trickster without a Jade Flask, which is the most important thing in the build. Because the way it works is... on a Trickster, you have Ghost Dance, so you get shit tons of energy shield back every time you get hit if you have a high evasion.
How are you on maps?
Yeah, the boots are crazy. So we're just getting more ults here. We already have quite a lot of ults. We do need to roll more flasks, so... Don't really care about where things are right now. Right, how much sulfite do I have? I'm full now, so we are gonna go Delve already. We want to stick to purple and green areas. That's where burn fossils drop. Yes, okay. Is Acro face Acro and Trickster, or is the penalty too harsh? I don't use Acro. You can use face Acro if you use the Awakener Jewel. Like, the Awakener Jewel is insane. Yeah, I actually really like all the Awakener drops. I don't think there's any bad drop from the Awakener. Like, the helmet's insane as well. It's obviously going to be cheap because it's the most common drop. But, like, it's insanely strong. Wait, is there a wall back there? No. Oops. Green and purple areas, that's where our burn fossils drop. Oh, it's here. I don't understand how to build with the helmet. So what the helmet does is that, like say you have 100% life on the tree, then you get 30% attack damage. If you have 100% energy shield on the tree, that gets turned into 30% spell damage. Like just as an additional thing. If you have 100% increased mana on the tree, that gets turned into 30% damage. So it's just, and it's already like fairly high energy shield, so it's just free. It's basically just free damage for most builds. No idea, T. Just basically a stat stick helm? Sure. But like, especially for an Essence Drain build, I'm already taking a lot of life and mana nodes anyway. Because these are actually really, really good damage nodes. Prodigal Perfection. So you end up getting something like 45, 50% spell damage. Maybe a bit more sometimes. From a helmet. Which is great. It's already got good stats too.
I'm
very excited too.
320
Oh, really? You skipped this thing? This is like the best thing I've ever had.
This effect is undeniable.
I would be surprised if Delirium beats Metamorph. I'm very excited for it, but like, Metamorph is fucking awesome. Now we want to go... Shit. I really wish there was anywhere connecting here. We'll go down there. Yeah, done soon. What will you anoint? Depends a little bit about where I am progress-wise. I quite like anointing Protocol Perfection. It's like quite a lot of damage. But later on, I like anointing Deflection. What's the spell damage? No life. See, did I have enough to start upgrading things? We can do a little bit more radius there. We can do some dankness resistance. So you can only have one anoint unless you use blight unique. So you can anoint blight unique. So for example, the blight gloves you can anoint as well. It's kind of amusing watching how many people use blight uniques without anointing them though. Oh, heirloom. That's could be a headhunter. I don't know how much money I spent on my stash tabs. A lot. You don't need as many as I have. I never end up using nearly all of them. All my stash tabs I bought for Tempest League for the normal stash tabs because I was a massive hoarder. And radiating Tempest, what you could like. Some people are finding 2 or 3 Clum's Heart and the Shavs in one map. So you're just getting a stupid amount of stuff if you were doing Tempest right. I think I found like 600 or 700 sixlings in Tempest. So like Tempest was a lot of fun and I was a massive hoarder. And then all the quad tabs I have is from Synthesis League. But you don't need that many as I have. You just need one of like each special tab. You end up like $40 to $60. I think you have everything. What kind of shield? It's explained and showed in the ED guide. So check that out. It's the like ES unblock shield. It's like your in-game shield. Enlighten, that is a huge drop this early, so I'm using all my RNG, apparently, on this test run. Shield. Don't need anything else. Yeah, drop tabs are great. Just never to be, yeah. Yeah, no, I love Metamorph. It's just cozy. It's the league I've died the most as well. I think when I looked, I'd played around like 1,100 hours or something in Metamorph. And I've died 8 times. And that's the most I've ever died. I think? Did I die more in Brandis? I died so much early. It was all in like the first 2 weeks and then I didn't die anymore. But like most of the deaths I died to like got nerfed or removed from the game. Nah, people are always gonna delve. It's super profitable. Does the synthesis flashback count? Yeah. I didn't die that many times than that.
Look at that.
When will the
What's the
Explained
point of
series come to YouTube?
As soon as it's done. So like either probably Tuesday or something. But yeah, so the point of delving is you get loads, like there's some items that drop a lot more there. So one thing that I'm looking for is the +2 chaos staff drops a lot more here. I would use that at this point early just to kill things faster. That drops more in delve. I think I found like 7 or 8 in delve and 1 in maps. I'm not gonna bother leveling Enlighten. I'm not gonna play long enough. And it drops a shit ton of currency from the side areas, and fossils are the strongest and best way to craft items. So what we're looking for right now is a burned fossils, and that way we can make a we're gonna make a guaranteed nice one. By guaranteed I mean we should have a very, very usable one within is this a very, very usable one within 5 fossils, and then we're gonna start gambling on a high level one and try to get a really good one. that could take hundreds. 2,100 now for Malmont Shell. As you can see, like, it just rains currency in Delve. It's like one of the most profitable things in the game. Nobody, for any reason, should be ignoring it. You mean the unique staff? I do. You also get a lot of Exalted Orbs from Delve, just from the side areas. You need to make sure you like learn how to find the side areas. They're always in like the same kind of layout in each zone. What affix are we looking for? On what? Shit, I'm to make your one? Kill me. No, you cannot make Flaker's Track as a starter. 100%. Would not recommend. Damn, it doesn't connect anywhere useful. I want this like whole green zone. I'm just gonna go deeper then. Makes it hard to see your buffs. I mean, yeah, we can remove it, but are the buffs very important? Yeah, I guess yeah, this build. Well, it's less damage than the life build. So in softcore, a lot of people stay alive because then you have more damage. Saying you can't start Flicker Strike, dance game, that's only advice for a completely new player. If somebody asks if they can, then they can. If you already know that you can, then you don't need to ask. That's the fairest and easiest way to do it. What do you want the green stone? A Baron fossils. Like, for example, right? Like, Steel Mage or Havoc, right? They can start as anything. They know exactly how to do every build in the game. They can start as a Wander. They can start as Elemental Hit, and they will know exactly what to do and how to compensate and how to spec that along. But if a new player asks me, can you start as Elemental Hit? I would tell them no, because they are gonna get fucked. Survival and Inquisitors are a bit of a pain in my opinion. I always struggle a bit with thinking about how I would keep an Inquisitor alive. And I love Inquisitor, it's my favorite ascendancy, I think. Jewelry. Oh. 2 fossils. So, we want a Baron. That is what we want. Picking up especially smaller items. Burn. Oh, 2 burns. Alright. So now I'm gonna teach. We're gonna teach more. More everything explained. Are you guys ready? Are you ready, kids? This is like, I could technically end after this. I'm gonna keep going because I want to show you love too. But this is the #1 thing I wanted to explain. It's actually a great ES ring. Just out of suffix, so keep it. Right. So now we gotta make a new character. I gotta delete something. Okay. So, we're gonna make a new character. This is important for crafting. And this is good. What I'm about to do is good for pretty much any spell build. So if you're playing like Freezing Pulse, if you're playing Essence Drain, Bane, this is good for any spell build. And probably a lot of people that remember to do it will do this. So this is a way to basically guarantee that you're going to get a usable good wand. If you don't have a good wand already. No, which one is level 1? Which actually can't roll the elemental mode. Die, fiend beast. I have thousands of hours in this game and I have no idea where this is going. Yeah, that's why I want to show it. It helps a lot of people.
It's nice not being dead yet.
No, it won't work at all, Spin. Recommend Arc Mines as a starter? I don't know. I haven't seen the bush sense yet. Right. Okay. No, this is not fossils leveling gloves that we're going to make. But that is good too. So we're going to do a scouring and a wisdom. One scouring, one wisdom. Book of regression. We are now level 1. And the reason we do this is to buy a wand. We're going to buy 2. So what we want now is we have here an aberrant fossil. And then we have... Okay. Okay, and we're also going to grab that. So there's a couple of things. We can D-level. Yeah, how do you think that one guy says, oh, I D-leveled everything? And so the reason we do that is now you can buy at item level 2-1 without bothering to find one. Anyway. So. We're also going to get a primitive alchemate resonator. Now, the reason we do this is now item level 2. So, one of the mods it can roll now, it can roll... so, obviously, when we're using aberrants, we can get despair on hit, which is nice. Which I explained earlier. And we can get +1 chaos gems. And hopefully, an open prefix, we can craft like 60 spell damage. So this isn't going to be an amazing one, but it's going to be a great starter one. And we could do this with like frigid for frost gems, scorching for fire gems, or metallic for lightning gems. So we're just going to hope, and we got a decent one. I would keep this if I wanted to. Say I was like, well, maybe I'll end up doing Blade Vortex this thing, right? So we would keep that. But because I don't care. I'm not making a second character in this like thing, so now I'm gonna re-roll it. And I didn't get one here, but you're looking at you're more likely to get it within 5 tries. Like I haven't not had it within 5 tries, whereas getting it on a high level one is very, very difficult to get +1 chaos and some other mods. It's very hard. So what I end up doing is I buy it on a low level one first, and get like a usable good one, and then I start spamming on a high level one. The other thing, and this is what I use, all my Screaming Essence of Woes are used on this, especially in Trade League, but also in SSF. And if you use this, you get between 50 to 66 spell damage, and you have a very decent chance. I made like 6 different ones that had 60 spell damage and like +1 lightning, +1 chaos, +1 fizz, and then best case scenario, and I had several of this too, it would have 60 spell damage, +1 lightning, and open prefix so you can craft really high flat lightning. So that's like, I've never this league used the Screaming Essence of Woe on anything else than item level 2 ones. Because that's amazing. That's an amazing one. That'll sell for a lot. Sure, it'll have a bad implicit, but if you get a one with 60 spell damage, +1 gems, and open prefix for like, like 60 to 30, whatever, flat spells, that's awesome. That's a great one. That's all you want. Thanks, Nilla. You set me up for that. How much will it sell for an SSF? Nothing, but I might end up getting something good for future characters. And this is item level 2. At level 3, you start getting more mods. And I think I can show you guys the ones I've made. I think I have several. I was looking for +1 chaos and despair on hit. That was all I was looking for. See, that's a bad one. Well, not bad. Let's see. I know I have some. Like, here's one of the chaos ones I made. So this is sort of what we were hoping to hit, right? Because then I have like the crafted chaos damage over time multiplier, despair on hit, some low spell damage, and chaos gems. And then I'll show you some of the woe ones I made, if I can find them. See. Yeah, here. 50 spell damage, 11 fire rest, 7 cold rest, And this one has open prefix. This was like one of those best case scenarios I was looking for to show you guys. So if you're playing Blade Vortex, this is an insane wand that you can get within like being in tier 4 maps. And then you can still craft like the high cold damage to spells. So here you have, you can divide this up to 66 spell damage. You got +1 physical spell skill gems. Like, this is awesome. No, it does not make me. So it's a really, really good one. And I made so many of those. Where was it? Just don't know where I put them all. I sold some of them. I don't know. I sold some. So Woe or a Baron? Well, yeah, that's what I'm using for the ED ones. That's why you see so many +1 ones when you're leveling and none when you're in maps. Yeah, like +1 in maps is very, very hard to get. What build? Oh, this was Flicker Strike, but it had a disfavor and it's gone now. It got double corrupted. This was Operation Dent. We can only do this if you delved and found fossils. Yeah, so this is something you do when you're in like tier 1 to 5 maps. Yes, metallic fossils. Well, you won't get, but with metallic fossils, you're not going to get spell damage, then you're only going to get +1 lightning. And when using the wool one, it's not that likely that you're going to get one that you yourself can use, but they do sell for a lot if you're in trading. Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. That's insanely lucky, Asio. Hey, Skuma. It's pretty risky spin. Yes, being that one's important because then you get item level 2 ones. No problem, Mordell. I'm gonna show as many tips as possible before the new league starts. Occultist explosion stop contagion from spreading. Linear duelist? Sounds decent. We still have Sulfide left, so we can still delve. Oh, new green area below me, nice. What is a physical gem that's used by wand? Blade Vortex, Ethereal Knives, Blade Fall. That's it, I think. Blade Blast, next thing. Ooh, Divine Ire. Stormburst. This is a harder passage to spot, but there's a wall. Oh, Thorium Spirit Shield. Is there there's no +1 recipe anymore for anything. Some said you played 20k hours of PoE? No, like 19,000 hours. Use 10 aberrants and no +1? Really? On a item level 2? That's pretty unlucky. I usually feel like I get them within 5. Whereas on a high level one, I've used over 100 without getting it. But yeah, thank you for the 4 months ordeal. Glad you're enjoying the content. Play PoE via Steam? No. How do you like the hours? Just see how long I've streamed. You can see like all the stats of like how long you've streamed and stuff. Twitch.tv. And then I played off stream as well. I played like this thing, I played like 4 to 5 hours off stream. I played around 4,000 hours off stream before starting streaming. And I still play off stream a lot now. I played a lot off stream this league. Yeah, basically casual. And then I always record. It was like crazy to me that streamers like play the game off stream without recording. Because so many times people are like, oh yeah, I died off stream last night. It's like, people want to see that shit, dude. You played 19,000 hours off stream? No. I've played around... I've streamed Path of Exile, I think it was 13 or 14,000 hours. Maybe 15? I can't remember. We looked at it very recently because people were asking about it. But I'm the person who streamed the most Path of Exile by quite a lot. I think Rise was pretty high up as well. And Noogie. Pretty fucking crazy is this? Yep. But I love what I do. Try to put a lot of effort into it. To be fair, like, especially when you have like a positive and wholesome community, it's a lot easier to stream too. It's a lot harder and easier to get burned out of streaming. Like, if you turn on your stream and your community is just shitting on you. Whereas, like, everyone here is like pretty nice for the most part. That's still a lot of... No, I honestly, I feel like Dota 2, you have 14,000 hours of Dota 2. That is a lot more impressive that you are still, like, around and not in, like, a mental institute. Because PoE is a fun game, whereas Dota 2 is a zero-sum fun game, or I would even argue a negative-sum fun game. Because if you're having fun, the entire enemy team is not having fun. Sometimes people are playing techies, and that means that there are 9 people in the game not having fun. There are so many times where I've been winning a game, even if I've been winning like 12-2, there are games where I'm not having fun because my team is fucking dumb and just being annoying and flaming for no reason. Holy shit. Holy shit. Now I'm having fun. That's great. I love money. Dude, thank you so much, Crab Axel. Can't believe you changed your name. Just because you like crab so much. I like eating crab, actually. Crab's like one of my favorite foods. Thank you so much for the $100 donation. Thank you so much, dude. Lobster's better? I didn't like lobster. But you are in the lobster cult, so that makes sense. Thank you so much, dude. Play Crab Rave. So at the moment, we're not playing any copyrighted songs because we're trying to make content for YouTube to help people for the new league. So song requests are not on right now. That's a great ring. 100% want to keep that. A little bit low in life, but it's Tri-Rest and an Amethyst base. Amethyst base is really, really good because it's so easy to resistance cap. So being able to get 13 extra Chaos Rest somewhere is awesome. Can you teach Noogie that trick? Teach what? Why do you path around the temple area the way you do? Isn't it better to go the lower path to the life node? Because I would want the Jewel Saw here, and there's nothing we want here. Elemental damage doesn't do anything for us. Int is really, really strong for our build because we want Energy Shield. Oh, right. No, you can't craft an Amethyst ring. But yeah, thank you so much, Axel. Are you excited for the new league, dude? Top donor of the entire month, Pog. So, we have 4 Vaal orbs now, so we're going to try recoloring the test. You'll be working. Oh, damn. What do you do? 1 blue socket, because it's a dex test too, so we're hoping to get 2 green. We didn't, so we're going to have to try again. But it's fairly likely to get in within like $10. Sanctity node, and then the strength path. But I don't need strength for anything. I'd rather have energy shield. Especially since we're going CI later. And then I don't get to do the jewel socket. Like, that's why we're here. Theatrics, awesome. I tried doing theater when I was like 18. We had like, I think it was like 1,000 people in the audience, and it was nerve-wracking. And the only reason that I bothered trying theater was because the cute girl that I had a crush on that really liked speaking English, and we spoke English to each other over Norwegian because we both liked English so much. And the cute girl that I had a crush on asked me if I was going to star in the show, and I applied for the main role and I got it. And I was so nervous during the audition that I had to put the papers. There was like 4 papers, and I had to put them. I was shaking so hard that I couldn't like go to the next page, so I had them like pre-split between my fingers. So I just had to like do like this because I was shaking so hard. I remember like I was shaking on stage too, and then when I got in, everyone was like, "Don't you have stage fright as fuck?" I was like, "Yeah, so this is a terrible idea." But you know, she was hot. And then it was really funny because she messaged me. This must have been like less than a year ago. She messaged me on Facebook. That girl messaged me on Facebook like a year ago. She was like, hey. And I was like, hey, nice to see you. How are you doing? She's like, oh, hey, I'm good, thanks. I was just wondering, who are you? Where are you on my Facebook? And I fucking died. I died. That is the worst thing that's happened to me in the last 5 years. Like, I have a fiance and I'm having a great life, but that was fucking painful, my dudes. I was like, was I that unmemorable? I borrowed you my book and you never gave it back. I don't know what that means, I said. Crush fight? What do you mean? And I had like, this happened like 2 years ago. And I had one girl message me, this was another girl. And like, she's like, oh, hey, she messaged me out of the blue, like completely out of the blue. Like she never talked to me in school. She was like one of the popular hot girls. And I was like one of the nerds. Well, we did talk a bit in school. But anyway, and she had like not talked to me in like 15 years. And then suddenly she messages me out of the blue. And I'm like, I know where this is going. And then she starts like talking, like asking about life, and then she's like, so what do you do nowadays? And then I'm like, I stream on Twitch. And she's like, oh my god, you do? That's such a coincidence. I stream on Twitch too. I was like, is that a coincidence? Is it really? Is that a coincidence? I don't think it is. I find that very amusing. I was like, that's not a coincidence at all. Oh, that's a nice belt. Really, really nice belt. Reduced fast charge is one of the best things you can get on a belt. So we will be 100% be replacing that belt. Okay, pretty unlucky with the Bestiaries. Well, did she want nothing? She didn't actually ask for a host or anything. What if she's in chat? I mean, I'm pretty straightforward about everything. I say things the way they are. People that don't want to hear things the way they are can fuck off, and people that like it can stay. Life is better that way. We don't even need to craft resist right now. We have so much. We do fire and cold, the cheaper one. Sometimes I hate women when I hear something like that. Why? It's got nothing to do with gender. It's got nothing to do with gender.
Stay sane.
At all. No fossil tab? No, I have one. I'm just lazy. Love Ash? No. Base Jacks, thank you for the 17 months. Like, so many times when playing Dota, I hear people like hating on Russians. And they're like, oh, Russians are so toxic or whatever when playing Dota. I'm like, dude, fucking hell, you have never seen a Norwegian playing Dota. Like, Norwegians and Swedes are way... Danish people are pretty chill when it comes to Dota, actually. But Swedes and Norwegians are way more toxic than, like, Russians when it comes to Dota. Holy shit, dude. Like, sure, sometimes, like, the Russians don't always speak English and stuff, and yeah, that can be annoying, but, ooh. Get a toxic Scandinavian boy? Those are gonna... scream some words down the mic. Is it because of the cold? No, it's just that... I think it's just we don't go outside much. Because it's so cold. So yeah, maybe I guess it is because of the cold, yeah. We're all very, like, reserved. I lost this title. Are you doing the ED for League Prep? No, I'm just explaining how League start goes to new people. Привет, Orgos. I mean, NA Dota is like, it's wild. I've been playing quite a lot on American servers lately, and yeah, that's something else, dude. Like, the thing is, like, at least you can understand on EU servers why people are tilting. Like somebody's like running it down mid or something, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get why he's tilting. On American servers, I'm like, why are you angry right now? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's so weird, dude. People just tilt for the weirdest reasons. It's wild. Lawful. Oh, Chris. It's very, very interesting. I have learned so much about Dota from playing with Flask. It's awesome. He's really nice. What did you say to that girl? Oh, I just said who I was, and she's like, oh, I remember you, and she probably didn't. Ooh. Oh yeah, cap, basically. Might have been her icebreaker, man. I'm good. I have a beautiful Danish. I'll show you. I made a tweet about it. Oh, actually, I want to show several things. We're like derailing a bit from the everything explained, but there's not that much to explain right now except trials. We should actually probably end it right around now. But anyway, hold on. I'll be right back. I'll show you something really cool. But yeah, let's go back to explaining things. This amulet's actually really, really good for a lot of builds. Especially Mom Hierophants. But yeah, no, I'm very lucky. I'm honestly like insanely lucky in so many ways. Like, I have the most beautiful chat watching me. That a joke? Wait, what's the joke? Oh, the Bex thing? Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, me and Bex, we talk like every day. We started like a sort of Twitter feud because Bex and me, we hit 10,000 followers on Twitter within the same hour. And Bex posted this like big thank you to everybody, saying like thank you for like 10,000 followers on Twitter. I really appreciate like everyone following and stuff like that. And then I was like, I just hit 10k followers too. I'm just gonna copy paste her thank you message. And she was like, I can't believe you did that. I literally just copy pasted her message. I was like, well, you know, that's what I wanted to say. And after that, we've just been trying to one-up each other on Twitter. It's great. It's hard to compete against the community manager though, so you know, go follow me on Twitter. Why recreate the wheel? Exactly. She was actually molding though over that. She was like, even half a year later, she was like, I can't believe you copied. Think she won when she can't see your messages though? She can. That was just a joke. Humor. What point of explaining are you at the moment? So right now we're trying to craft a good weapon for my build. And we explain how to do that for pretty much every build. I do want 2 kids, yeah. Odd Lollipop, thank you for the 3 months. And Irvin, thank you for the 4. This is actually one of the rippiest delve nodes. Like they hurt a lot. Shields. Shields and amulets. How do I price bulk in my stash? I don't get it. Price bulk what? Like currency and stuff? I usually do that on PoE.trade and set up a shop there. What is the difference between Standard League and a Challenge League? So Standard League is sort of a graveyard. It's where there's like quite a lot of people that have like 10 to 20,000 chaos. I probably have like in worth in items, I probably have like 25 or 50,000, somewhere like there. So like you're not really gonna find any items that are worth anything on standard. It's more like a testing ground and play around, and especially if you don't have a lot of time and don't want to lose your progress. Challenge leagues, they basically reset every 3 months. Everything you do in a challenge league goes to standard at the end, and then all the new content, all the patches and stuff, they are for the challenge league. So all the new content you basically only get to experience on the challenge league, and you'd have to wait if you want to experience it on standard. It's just jokes right across. Farming Twitter karma. Only 20k chaos? No, exalts. Not chaos. Exalts. Boom, damage boost. You said chaos? Really? Trying is nothing. You didn't say chaos? Oh. Well, that's nothing. I meant exalts. So I've been in a few leagues and they all seem to die in the last month. Ever think they'll shorten the leagues? No, they should make it longer, in my opinion. They never will. They'll definitely never make it shorter. I think they should make leagues last 4 months. And in the last month, they should just be running an event like Mayhem or something to give them a little bit more time to get development. I think it's very easy for people to forget that they have to develop and create all this content too. It doesn't just pop up out of the ground. And I feel that it's very, very noticeable now that they're trying to do so big leagues with so much content. I feel like it's very noticeable that they only have 2 months to make the league, basically. Because like there are so many bugs and things that need to be reworked in the start. And I feel like if they had 1 extra month and just did a like Mayhem or a Fun League or a Flashback, then I think that would end up being healthier for the game. But obviously they would lose money. So, but definitely they will never for any reason do it shorter, I would say. I'd be very surprised. Did he get buffed to meta? No. No, this is Dominator. Привет, Mars. I'm good, dude. Thank you. So it's about having PTR, but they do that for the expansions. And they do have an alpha that like some community members and streamers are on. The problem is that the alpha usually starts very late. I think the Delve one was the one that started the earliest, and like I got to help out quite a lot with giving advice and stuff on what to change and things that were buggy and helping find bugs for the Delve one. And I think that reflected because Delve, well, it still had a lot of bugs. Like there were quite a things that would have been worse without it. Trickster is very, very strong as a league starter. So yeah, like right now, like the alpha started, like I think the Metamorph one started 2 days before the league or something. And I was like, great, I'm not gonna bother. I'm okay, thanks. But no, and they do listen quite a lot to feedback and stuff, so they're a great company. How's the weather in Belfast? I don't look outside much. Gray, usually. And then obviously like there's not that many like streamers that often go on the alpha because a lot of people want to like reserve like the first reaction for streams. This is what I usually do as well, so I'm not on there a lot. Delve was the only one that I like did a lot. No, there's none yet. None at all. I wish they would do that more, because I feel like it helps a lot on finding bugs and shit. Has Stolen got any upside over ED Contagion? I was about to say no, but yes it does. You can turn them into cats. I think that's the only upside. The cat empty eggs. Can't think of anything else. Like throwing cats was really meta in 2019. Wow, that's awesome. Right, we're close usable, right? 244 DPS. Never mind, that's very little. That's up to like 280.
Stay inquisitive, Exile.
You'd still bang her? I have a fiance. Pretty sure I would not bang anyone else than my fiance. You feel like there are more new people to PoE than usual? Yeah, there's so many more and more new people coming. Definitely more and more new people.
Stay inquisitive.
See, we have one more Zana mission. You can do that on a tier 5. Because technically, if we keep the damage uptime, it's about 33% more damage. Hmm. So yeah, right now we're just expanding our atlas, and to be fair, we could start farming like the Yoris maps. We could start explaining a little bit on the we could start explaining the Conquerors, because I'm sure that's confusing to a lot of new people. So now that Lexioris is colored in, right? You have the red color on the area. That means that if I run 2 more maps in that area, the boss will spawn. And then that changes later when you have higher awakening level. But it gets harder. So we can go see what Aoris maps we have, if I have any. Since when are you engaged? Since New Zealand. I proposed in New Zealand at a island. We took like a helicopter out to an island and then I proposed there.
Low on mana.
New Zealand is an island? Okay, an island off New Zealand. Yeah, it was awesome. There's a video of it. They showed it on Twitch too. Oh, nice, Yoji. That's awesome. Great minds think alike. Did she say no? No. And she also, she said she knew, like, she knew that I was, like, we'd talked about it before, so I already knew she was going to say yes. Like, I asked, like, if I propose to you, you'll say yes, right? And she was like, yeah, of course. I was like, awesome, good shit. But then she knew exactly the day that I was going to do it, not just because she had thought, like, is he going to do it in Hobbiton, or is he going to do it on a helicopter trip? But on the helicopter trip, I was like, where's the, like, you know, the man purse thing, what's it called? Like, the fanny pack. I asked for a fanny pack, and she said there's no fucking way you would be carrying anything else than a ring because you're so fucking lazy and you usually make me carry everything. So she said because of that she knew that I was going to propose there. Oh, nice, Yoji.
Learn anything new.
Oh, that's a pretty nice... Oh, no prefix. Never mind.
Stay inquisitive.
That exists. Yeah. Oh, nice, Yoji. You proposed wearing a fanny pack and she said yes? Yeah. Thanks, Isaac. We don't know, Kimmer. What was I gonna do? Alright, yeah, we were gonna do like the Eoris maps. So then I would just search for Eoris. I don't have any, so we would need to get more. See if she's selling any Eoris maps. Proxima. No, she's not. So yeah, that's annoying. The first ones always spawn in the outer ring. So we could do Bestiary and Haywark maps too. So if I do a Castle of Ruins now, I think it's guaranteed to spawn. Maybe not guaranteed. But the first one's always spawned in the outer ring. She sells maps, sells on the seashore. Yeah, because I think the first one spawns the thing, and then the other one. I think this one should spawn the thing. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I have to do a second map in the area since this one already spawned the thing. But they all spawn in the outer ring. Will we be able to do Awakener with ED? Yeah, I've already done that. Maybe I need a second one in here. Onyx amulet. Amulet's the item we need the most right now. We have a very, very bad amulet. We actually have like crazy good gear considering like we can still upgrade the amulet and chest. So we would very, very easily have like over 5.5k pure life. So I'm definitely starting ED again. No, I haven't read the patch notes. I have no idea what I'm starting. This thing isn't about the build. This is about teaching people what I look for and things like that. Just trying to help people have a better league start. Like, this is a useful thing to watch regardless if you're playing ED or a spell build. Did you end up doing Rebelder on Standard? No, I didn't. I do want to try that. I will upload them to YouTube when they're done. Seeing as we're still making it, cannot upload it to YouTube. Wrong staff. I would never start Bane over anything else. As always. Yeah, there's nothing I'm doing at the moment that has chaos damage, so I don't care that much. And there's barely any rewards. Juggernauts or champions are usually pretty good for overlap. High endurance chargers.
How are your maps? May your maps be merciful.
It's explained in the build guide video, Kalatos. Swift Killer is infinitely better than Prolonged Pain, that's why. But it is explained more in depth in the video. Right, let me just check another Haywark map. Weird. How far would you progress now already if it was league start? It'd probably be around 86 to 88. Yeah, they're around thereabouts. Velvet slippers. Yes, I have 3 build guides for this build. It is very up to date. Comparing ED Contagion versus Bane, which one's more DPS than late game? ED Contagion. Do, 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 do. Yeah, you use Blight in an ED build. Ooh. And for doing Awakener, you do actually switch out of Swift Killer to Prolonged Pain. Swift Killer is just way better for clearing. But unless you have a chance to constantly be channeling, which in a lot of boss fights you don't, probably could do now in Awakener. But at least Prolonged Pain, especially if you're not able to keep up the frenzy charges, are a lot better. And Prolonged Pain also gets better once you can start putting minimum frenzy charges. So then you always have frenzy charges. Can I find the video you're currently recording on YouTube? No, I can't like directly upload it to YouTube when I'm still recording it. If I'm still making something, it is impossible for it to be on YouTube already. There's no magic system for instantly uploading from Twitch to YouTube while it's still being recorded. Wouldn't minimum endurance charge be more interesting to have? Yeah, sometimes I do. Depends what I'm doing. Sometimes just having crazy damage is a great form of defense in itself. Whooped. Yeah, let it out breaks. Well, I won't. My editor will. Hey, we got another screaming. Did I keep this? On the other character? Maybe?
Good luck with your maps.
Yeah, I must have done. Is Unleash support good? For some reason, Awaken Unleash against 10x. Yeah, I think it's like one more charge or something. No dynamics. Haven't seen patch notes yet. Yeah. Cast speed and attack speed from Frenzy affects this build a lot. So we're gonna throw another Screaming on this. Didn't get again. F. Yeah, these are item level 2. Need more Vaal orbs. I stopped picking up Vaal gems. I really should pick up like all the Vaal gems just to do it faster. Is double resistance mod always the better option versus single resistance mod? Usually. You can just calculate what's the best. So for example, just comparing like a 2-stone to a prismatic is 30 res, whereas the 2-stone is 16. And same with the pure one is 30. Didn't realize you can run tabula into mapping. You can do everything in the game with the tabula. Awakener, everything. There's no first video I've explained. I'm uploading the entire thing as one video. No, not right now, Lord Cyril. You think? 13th of March. What's the most enjoyable build of all time? Winter Orb. I defend 6-ing, Vaal side areas. Let's see, what do I need now? Let's just keep completing maps. Layups. What do you reset Atlas completion? If you're playing like Hardcore SSF and you have characters there and things already, you just do transfer everything to the parent league. You would transfer everything to Hardcore Metamorph, and then everything on Hardcore SSF is completely reset. Trials, everything. Free reset. Can you do any map mods as AD Contagion? Yeah. I avoid doing on any build. I don't do multi-proj unless I'm super poor, and I don't do like when mobs fire multiple projectiles, and I don't do ideally crit. Sometimes I do, but very little, and like 3 damage mods. Oh, and min max. There's no volley reset. Literally everything. Literally everything. Yeah, multi-proj is the single most dangerous map mod. So many times when you see people die, you'll see multi-proj. It's in my Blight Death too, but I couldn't afford re-rolling the maps. Doesn't seem to transfer your stacked up master missions. No, but you do lose the ones you have. Wait, or I would have had tons. It triples the damage. Yeah. Sometimes it straight up triples the damage. It is by far the most dangerous. Porcupines aren't that bad. Incursion armor, essences. It's so nice with Vaal Molten Shell, like all of these are usually super easy. Especially early on. You don't want to fight them very long though. When your Vaal Molten Shell expires, it's runaway time. Wow. So if this happened, I would probably instantly reroll. That's a nice shield. Yeah, if I got this, I would instantly reroll to animate weapon, I think. Assuming it's not nerfed to hell. Oh, nice. One of the main strengths about the build is that you don't have to worry about a 6-thing. Wait, they didn't say 10 weapon limit. They just said less, right? Where do people have the specific number 10 from? Yeah, the shield's really good. I might switch to that. Yeah, why are people spreading specific numbers than that? Like, it's so stupid. They haven't said 10 anywhere. I don't really need it. The Chaos Rest is nice, though. It does have a lot of evasion. There's Energy Shield. I was told it's 10. You were told it's 10 by someone who made up a number.
How are your maps?
They just posted that it's less. Let's see. People speculated 10 from the video. I mean, I'd rather just wait until they actually just say. It's easier. Let's do some Bestiary. Bestiary is like the #1 most useful thing you can be doing early league. I should have done it already. There's like so many good things from Bestiary. Yeah, I did 82 level. It'll be on YouTube and Daring. I have a recap video that talks about Bestiary and what's good about it. Especially for SSF. Well, even in trade league, it's like super good to make you rich early on. You can easily make like 2 to 5x on day 1 from Bestiary. And then like in the SSF league, not SSF league, in the melee league, me and Sai were sharing Bestiary things. And we got lucky and we got a 6-thing piece, so then we both got a 6-thing each. Just from Bestiary. I was like level 70. Super useful.
Low on mana.
What, as the AD Q cast? What beast is 6-8? I think a big bird is one of them. There's like 6 different 6-8 beasts. Yeah, I smashed my recap for Bestiary. No, we haven't got any Washstones yet. You skip any league mechanic? Depends. I would skip Metamorph until you have a Granite and Vaal Molten Shell.
Ooh, look at that.
Hog.
And for the new one, we don't know. I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. My Betrayal was insane for a while. When would you dye your hair blue again? Next week. And Daring thing for the 3 months. Depends what build you're playing, Caldrogo. Metamorph is worse than Blight, I think. What do you mean, like more dangerous? Metamorph is the best thing they've put out. Blight was the worst thing they've put out. I hated Blight with a passion. I only played like 800 hours of Blight.
Ones look upon this capture with pride, Exile.
Fucking horrible.
And well,
Blight wasn't as bad as Synthesis. Synthesis is my second favorite league. I can't believe that they put Blight core and not Synthesis. Synthesis was one of the best things they've ever added to the game.
we are friends now.
I'm like kind of tilted. To Ash! I hated Legion. Well, Legion and Perandus was just like handout leagues. This is pretty dangerous with double boss. Ooh. Servers? Let's just leave. The average casual player was trash? Yeah, but to me it was great. I loved it. Like, gotta remember, if someone doesn't play it, like, sure, like, since it's had a lot of issues in the start, but so does mostly. Like, Bestiary, Delve, and stuff are all really, really bad until, like, 1 month in. But for some reason, people quit Synthesis a lot easier because not only was it, like, buggy and fucked as every league is, but it was also really complicated, and people had to use third parties to play with the mechanic, and a lot of people don't like that. And that's terrible design. Well, like, it was the... Like, when you knew what to do, like, you could get 100, 150 GCPs in, like, one quad in Synthesis, which was so fun. There was, like, so many things you could do to, like, make yourself, like, do really well with that link mechanic. Synthesis had warp, that too. Synth required a lot of investment of time and effort in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely had to do a lot of investment to make it fun and worth it. But that's why I liked it. I can definitely see why, as a more casual player, it wouldn't be. Yeah, bro. Hey, Kirasaki, what's up? People just want to go and kill mobs instead of using their brain too much? Yeah. But I always prefer, like, the more in-depth the mechanic is, the better. It's a great helmet. Slightly worse than mine once I get a cage, though. But I would keep that. Not bad to swap to it either. It does have 700 armor. That's a lot of armor. I think I would switch to it just to get more armor. We'd have to switch a lot of stuff around. We do have enough jewelers to, like, chrome it better. I'd rather chrome the boots. So I can do 1 green and do 4 blue there, and that's an easier swap. I need 3 red? Yeah, I can fit that. Sure, that works. Fortify, shield charge, faster attacks. Molten shell, still capped, and we have open suffix. Fuck. Alright. So now we're gonna go 2 socket. So now we want to get a 3rd socket to be blue. Now the only reason I'm bothering with doing this is already like pretty in-game gear that I don't really have to switch out of. And the helmet will give me a big armor boost for my Vaal Molten Shell. And get even better once I get any like percentage armor stuff. So now we're hoping that the 3rd socket is going to appear to be blue. It's gone red a few times. It's a 10% chance each time we do it. There. Now we just 4-link it. And we switch this over there. And that's a lot cheaper than to do like 2 blue, 3 blue, and obviously we don't have a lot of chromes. We also don't really need a lot of chromes for anything. And there we've switched over extremely easily. And we now have a good nice armor helmet, open red socket in the wand there. This makes it easier to recolor this to 3 blue. And then we can level the enlighten. That's not gonna matter because I'm gonna stop playing this character long before then. Let me see if there's any suffix that's actually worth it. I mean, I don't really care enough. Everything, I would probably just put strength on, to be honest, just for more life. Mirren. But yeah, and now I have 3.8k. So then even my normal molten shell is 800, and my Vaal molten shell should be over 3k now. We're so low on chaos stress, doesn't really matter that much. Not at this early, and we're not doing the... Especially once we start doing the red Hesmana or whatever he's called. I can't remember what he's called. Kind of unraveling is great this early, but I would always switch to shield later. For less damage. Let's see, what base did we get? It was item? Yeah, unique items. We have jewel, amulet, item. We're gonna just like spam a few more bestiaries and see what we get. There's a lot of really great rewards, and it's fairly easy to get a 6-link. Thanks. How much do I care for chaos prize? Once you're in like 2 or 11 plus maps, quite a bit. You want to get like close to 0 at least.
Exile, you are a welcome omen.
Thank you. He's so sweet. I met him IRL. It's always weird to hear him speak now. It's like chatting with him in a bar. Or same hotel in New Zealand. He was not a gamer. He was like blown away by all the gamers up there. Enjoying Pee-wee. What are you doing? I think it's in the title. Should be in the title. Whoa. Yeah, it's some density. Nice shield. Mark boss is dead. More shields. The shields and amulets like mostly what we're picking up. We have a super garbage amulet. Punk. So much density, that's crazy. Amethyst Flask, we should pick that up. Ash Splinter is being left behind because I'm too lazy to go back for it. Do you alter your sleep schedule for League Start? Yep, I wake up 3 hours before League Start normally. And then I go for around 30 hours. Well, I'm awake usually like 34 hours, but I usually stream for 30. But I'm usually doing close to 20-hour sessions before League starts too. Because you gotta remember that streamers only get the patch notes at the same time as everybody else. So that means we have around 30 hours to pump out as many videos as possible. So we're normally doing 20 to 25-hour sessions, just making videos before our League starts. Oh. Hello, sir? Yikes. Allies cannot die is the least fun thing in the game. I hate it. Baron Fossil, that's awesome. Dominion DPS and single with 80 contagion. Check the build guide. Can you explain the flasks? I think that's explaining the build guide too, sure. So I have freeze, shock, curse, and bleed immunity. Ideally I want freeze immunity on my life flask and then get adrenaline so we clear faster. And then sulfur for more damage. The consecrated ground's not bad too for regen. Granite for armor for my Vaal molten shell. Jade because Trickster is unplayable without a Jade flask because of the Ghost Dance interaction with recovering energy shield based on your evasion. And a Quicksilver because the game is unplayable without one. Unless you're using Whirling Blades. Let's see. No
Back, Exile.
drops that we need. We're gonna use the Aberrant Fossil on the item level 2 wand. Do I have a chaos? No, I don't. I need to go delve one by one. Is it just luck? No. Some bosses will drop eyes more than the others, and like if you're doing multi-unique bosses and you have the choice between putting in an eye and a heart, if you put in both, you'll have a 50% chance that the outcome's gonna give you a heart. If you only put in an eye, then it's 100% going to be guaranteed to be an eye. Okay, let's see if we get a good one now. Did not get it. Do you think it's a coincidence? What are they hiding? Wasteland, let's go. Oh, let's put Bestiary on it.
Greetings.
No, that wasn't bad. It's just a core. You think perma influence at 19 watching thing at nerf? Yes.
W.
Gamer Danny, thank you, dude. Appreciate the 7 months.
Ready, Exile?
Thank you, thank you.
We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter
No problem,
you.
Tevi. Yeah. I've never found Krillson. I've found 3 mirrors. Come on, okay?
Do not worry, little beast.
Yeah, Bestiary is like the most useful master. That's why the scarabs are so expensive as well.
Well prepared for the end. His
I think a lot of new players don't realize you can get things like Headhunter and stuff from Bestiary and 6 things. So I try to make videos explaining what's good about it and stuff. Just like exclamation mark recap. I think I made 50 or 60 Exiles from Bestiary in Metamorph. And you can make a lot more if you run it in a group. Get a group of 6 people, you can probably make like 10 to 20 X running Bestiary per day. Like 2-hour session. Hello, Manuta. Yeah. Oh, Citadel, thanks. I don't know why I don't see them. I don't know what I would do without chat. I like, they just like they don't, I don't know. They just don't like register. I'm just like, oh. It's on YouTube, 17. Looking at chat, yeah. I never got something from Bestiary. What's the point? Headhunter, 6 things, valuable uniques. Like, it's always like hilarious to me that there are people out there like complaining about not having a 6 thing, but they also have like 10 Bestiary missions lying around that they aren't doing. It's like, lol. Last thing I got what, 11, 9, 6 things from Bestiary, something like that. Free exalted orbs for crafting. Pretty damn useful. The Bestiary 6 things so rare. There's like 6 different ones. Not just one. From what level maps? The first 16 I got was in a tier 4 map.
How are your maps?
Some of the higher ones are in like 13 plus maps.
Stay inquisitive.
No idea. I haven't read the patch notes yet. Stasis. Okay. Mesa. Nice.
Learn anything new?
The 6 things for Metamorph are usually only unique items. Doesn't do anything, Carnier. I think.
Ready, Exile? It is time to hunt!
Depends how much you're doing it, I guess. That's insane. Like, this one is really, really good. This one is unique map, which is super useful early. When you just start playing the league. It could be like an Obas or something, and if you get an Obas early, that's really, really nice for getting higher item level. Doesn't matter if you have Bestiary mouse now. We dying, boys? Ah, I haven't died in a trial ever. I almost died in the flashback because then there would be like 30 exiles in one spot, or 30 invasion mobs. Are you gonna? Where is the flame dash on my second bar? When did you start playing PoE? 2012 or 13?
We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter you!
Oh. How many links is? If only they were red, they would give an exalted orb. For the green icons, that's Metamorph. The best mechanic Path of Exile has ever seen. Die. Right. Fossils, unique items, quality gems, sure. Incursion armor, and rare weapon. Oh, I hate how that's gonna die so much. Ah. This is Badger Gaming. Thank you for the host, dude. Oh, nice chest. Thank you for the host. How was your stream, good sir? Thank you. We're currently doing a league simulation and explaining it, everything as we go. Oh. I did use the wall blade on the cannot die, I just didn't kill it.
Glad you made it back.
Right, let's see. What's it I was gonna do? Yeah, more Bestiary. Gonna do Ball Pyramid. Alas, kind of dies rough for contagion. Yeah, it's really annoying. Is there a region specific where you can find Poet's Pen at the beginning? Nope. You're very unlikely to get a Poet's Pen and SSF. Well, most likely not get it. Don't really need more life, so we're just gonna go for more damage. We're plenty tanky. We have 3 trials. We can spam some prophecy. You can get 6 things from prophecy as well. Especially Tabula is very, very easy to get. You'll find Zana and complete your mission. That's good for finding more things. Place that. More trials.
Beyond the golden gears, the edges of reality crack, and something hidden
I
from
feel like he's wrong a lot with the div card drops. Get rid of some of these easily. Oh, one strike's fun. It's just worse than most heals. I'm hungry. Wait, where's the thing? Was that only 97? Gambling prophecies to be worth it? Yeah, prophecy is awesome.
a hand scrolls on a wall, all carves into
Very, very useful.
a tale that undoes the world and teaches those who come out.
When Zizaran says something is easy to get, then he means when you're playing 12 hours a day, so it's medium difficulty to get, or it will take you some days. The more you know, it's not true at all. This entire playthrough for this little 83 character has been 13 hours. And everything I've done. So it doesn't have anything to do with playing 12 hours a day. Like that's the total playtime on this character. 12 hours, 56 minutes.
Hello.
Sounds being really weird.
Seeks to trade
Right. Let's see.
5 for 1.
Keep that.
But what is the one?
And now I'm playing very slow. I'd be a lot ahead if I was playing more efficient. Because I've been going slow and explaining things while doing this too. That'd be around 4 or 5 hours ahead. At least 4. Let's do 3 more beasts. Not so much about like playing a lot always, it's about knowing what to do with your time and minimizing your downtime. Like the less time you have, the more efficient you have to be with that time that you have. Well, if you care about like getting far. No, you're breathtaking.
Learn anything new?
Yes, what Meatbreak said is true. If you're new to the game, what I've done in 13 hours could take you a week. If you're new to the game, because you're gonna be sitting around thinking like, well, what do I do next? What is it I have to do now? Ooh, I remember that thing. How do I do that? And you might have to look things up, and things can take like 5 to 6 times longer very easily. And that's why I want to continue making videos like this, because it's hopefully helping people realizing where the big time servers are and stuff, so they can play faster as well. But the most important thing to do with games is to make sure that you're having fun. Nothing else matters. How do you deal with eye health? I've not really had any problems with it. I tried having eye drops for like when I was doing 40-hour sessions, but I haven't been streaming that long lately. I haven't done a 40-hour session in a while. Might do one for this league launch. But usually I only stream like 20-30 hours, so then it's fine. What are you aiming for in terms of defense? 12k, yes. Is he getting old? Yeah, no, it's definitely catching up to me. Age, 100%. What's the monkey again? Is that gloves? I never remember what the big monkey is. Oh, the small one's headhunter. Oh, it's amulet. Not that many exciting amulets that I would want. No, I'm not really sure because I've never really. I usually always enjoy games, but I try mixing it up. Like, do more challenging things maybe. Like if you're currently playing software, try moving to hardcore. If you're already on hardcore, move to hardcore SSF. If you're already doing that, try playing with one arm. I don't know, to be honest. Try to up the challenge maybe, and maybe you'll enjoy it more that way. Aren't you like 27? I am 31, turning 32. But thank you. Or try a Quinn build. Well, I mean, I think there's a healthy difference between like doing something impossible and just doing something challenging.
Off you go, little beast.
When's your birthday? 27th October. Same date, same year as Mathil 1. I called it our birthday. He hates it. It's amazing. Kind of amusing though. Two of the biggest PoE streamers. Same day, same year. One in Ukraine, one in Norway. Yeah, Methel's the same age. Most PoE streamers are like older. Methel looks 25. There's somebody in here the other day that thought I was like 17. They were like asking what my parents thought about what I was doing and if I shouldn't be in school. I was like, I did definitely not look 17. How
are your maps? May your maps be merciful.
I think Rice is younger than me. If I shave, I look like I'm 12. I get ID'd still today if I shave. I think Rice is younger than me. Who is the oldest PoE streamer? Is it me? Dotmod's the same age. No, Noogie's the oldest PoE streamer, right? Noogie's like 36. Alex like 28 or something. Yeah, I think Noogie's the oldest PoE streamer. I so like. Yeah, I do. I do build recommendations on YouTube. I think Quinn is younger than me. Trying to think. Ziggy's younger. Noogie got them good genes, dude. He does. I like didn't believe him. Isn't Quinn 69? No, Quinn's like 28, 29, 30-ish. He's younger than me. I remember because we were talking about it at the AMA. One question is increased fortify duration from the banner. Only the fortify card from the banner. No, thanks for everything. Yes, get suggested every single league I go. Lol and I. There were two more beasties. But yeah, like generally most of the PoE streamers are like over 25 to 30, I think. It's a lot older audience, and I think it's reflected a lot in the viewership too. Like the average age for every time I've polled how old people watching it, it's been around 28 has been the average age for my viewership. I think that is why it's generally like a more positive and community feel to it too. Because in a lot of like younger chats, people are like more likely like to shit all over everyone. Result, people are too tired. Hello, Delirium. Too tired to insult you, confirmed? Yeah. That age beat by decade? Yeah, I mean there's a lot of people on either side. Like the oldest person that watches me is like 71 or 70. There's several people like over 60 that watch and tune in every day. And Gayuri, who is, what was it? He said earlier, was it 61 or 64? I always say 67, just to insult him as a joke. But he just had his first level 100 today. Over 60 years old and got a level 100 in PoE. What a gamer. Lucent? I can't remember. I don't know. The yellow ones? I'd have to look it up. This is a good beast too. I can't remember what it is. Oh, it's 30 quality. But it doesn't matter for this build. Just good enough. I mean. some of the people I played EVE Online with were like 70, 75. There was a 72-year-old Australian woman that we played EVE with. She was hardcore. G'day, mate.
Ziz yoink.
Yoink. Woo. You ever had a fresh server? Would you play? No. Oh wow, that's really nice post. Really nice post. Not for this build, but really nice post. It's a conversion, life, open suffix, so it's triple res. No, I would never play Eve again. I've already played like 7,000 or 8,000 hours of Eve, and no, I think Steel Mage is the youngest PoE streamer that I know. Well, Lily might be younger. But yeah, no, EVE Online, it's not really a video game. It's more like a cult or a lifestyle. I don't really plan on getting into more cults. I've already played it. Already lived EVE Online. It is definitely not a game. Oh wow, big mix. It's not really spreadsheets online unless you're crafting. It's really not. You don't really, like, I use spreadsheets, but that was for crafting because I had tier 2 BPOs. Big Vix, thank you for the Twitch Prime. I think I still have my Anathema BPO. Did I give it away? I gave away my Sacrilege. We played Lineage too? A little bit. Tiny amount. Not Bahamut, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I actually hate that name. We played, there was a D&D group of friends I was playing with, and we killed one of them. I hate PvP, it actually made me quit wanting to play with them. Yeah, we killed one of them, and the next character, he decided to be super good. But all he did, in every combat, he was like, I pray to Bahamut. And the DM was like, so do you pray to anything, or what do you do? I pray to Bahamut. And I was like, oh, I just don't want to play anymore. Nope, never tried Ragnarok Online. Any interest in Star Citizen if it ever makes it? I think I'll be dead by then, to be honest. So it's not like Star Citizen sounds like the perfect game. It's just, I just don't think I'm gonna be alive like 80 years from now. It was really funny because, and this happens with a lot of games, like people that play a game will like vehemently defend something that they're fans of, and which is really amusing. And Devin Nash said that the number one like thing that he loved about Star Citizen fans is that the only remorse that he would get from the people like tryhard defending the game is that every single person defending it is going to be dead by the time it comes out. Which I think is great. That was very funny. But no, it looks great. I loved Freelancer, so I would love playing games like that. Like the type of game like Freelancer was, I really miss it. Black and White, Freelancer, Dungeon Keeper are some like gems of the past that nobody's really recreated in like a good way. And Heroes. No, sorry, Might and Magic, not Heroes. Not Heroes or Might and Magic, just Might and Magic. Without the hero part. Yeah, Freelancer was amazing. Are you going to get an amulet with anointment? Yeah, I'm not going to anoint this piece of shit. Total Annihilation? Yeah, that was so good. Did you just say Dungeon Keeper because that got a good remake? Really? I mean, I looked at one remake. It was one company that did a remake of Dungeon Keeper, and they asked if they could sponsor me to play it on stream. And I was like really excited. That was going to be my first sponsored game. I can't remember what, like I think there's like 2 or 3 versions. I can't remember which one wanted to sponsor me. And I was really excited. And then I asked them my like normal thing, like can I still say negative things about the game? Or do I have to say good things? And they stopped replying to me. Everything was ready. And they stopped replying as soon as I asked them that. I was like, guess that's a no? Okay. I don't know which one. I think there's multiple copies. I would love checking one out because I love Dungeon Keeper. Big red flag? Yeah, so like the normal reply from a developer is yes, you can, like, we don't want to change your opinion, but you can, like, if you can stay professional, that'd be great. Like, don't sit there like reading, basically, and that's fair. And then you have like devs like Last Epoch where they say, Ziz, if there's anything wrong with our game, we want you to publicly roast us on your stream and tell us how to get it better. I was like, wow. I just love you guys as developers
Thanks
now.
for the entertainment, and don't forget to die more than I do, Kappa.
You know, thank you for the 2 months, dude. No, I haven't. Haven't played Genforge. Star Traders Frontiers? Nope, haven't. I'm not. Is that just because you know Carve? No. Carve only worked there. Carve only got employed 3 months ago or something. I've been playing Last Epoch for 2 years. Yeah, they work really hard. Like, it's an early access game and it's pretty expensive to get in early access. It's like $30, $35 because they don't have like any like massive backers or anything. And most of the devs working on the game have like second jobs on the side. So like, for example, Leroy is a school teacher, full-time school teacher, and then does Last Epoch as a side thing. Just picking up some shields here and seeing if they're good. $35 for a supporter pack or $30 on Steam. Oh, cool. And it's getting cheaper when it releases. I'm gonna keep the boots in case we want to do an anime guardian at some point. I would keep that too, just trying to grip can be useful. Do whatever reroll. Yeah, $15 on release. No idea, sure. A little fast, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually pretty sad that Carve got hired by the Last Epoch developer team. Because Carve is too smart. So now to play Last Epoch, like before you could probably just play it. Whereas now you need around 300, maybe 350 IQ to play it, which is a bit of a problem. Oh. What's he in charge of? Do you know? No, I don't. I haven't asked. Oh, Mitchy Bird. Dude, Car should 100% be hired by GTD. The Atlas would be in such a good state. The Atlas got fixed in 3.9. I hope you're kidding, Petrock. I hope you're kidding. Atlas is in a disaster state right now. You can't even remove... You can brick your Atlas right now. Soon rank, thank you for the Twitch Prime, dude. Like, you can't... There's no way of removing mass from your Atlas. Didn't know who to use my free sub on, so I'll waste it on Ziz. Well, hopefully it's not a waste. And thank you. Thank you, thank you. Your money is going to go for... I'm going to get a massage today, I think. Break the Atlas, how? Like, for example, if I don't complete any of the maps here that become tier 13 at the same time as a residence, if I don't complete those, then I can chain farm residence and volcano as my only tier 13. But if I complete one of them, I have to make a new account. I wasted 3 months, but I can't stop subbing. Thank you. Unless you're in Thailand. I mean, I like the new Atlas. It's still in a disaster state. Rock Kelchin, thank you for the Twitch Prime, dude. I need more Vaal orbs. Vaal. No Vaal gems. Not enough. I only have enough for one more. I just explained that. I just explained that part. Happy hands. Pee-pee hands. Alright, let's see. Need those. Need all those. Do I need Rampart? I do! I needed all of our maps.
May your maps be merciful.
Let's reset. This is like the easiest way to complete your Atlas fast. Like this is normally what I do, like 2 hours into mapping, and we have like the majority of the white maps already. SSF hardcore. Personal opinion, you can't break your Atlas. People are so used to being able to farm one map, and now you can't do it. Well, you can do it now. That's the thing, you can do it now. Unless you're breaking. That's why it's called breaking. Like, if you plan your Atlas, you can set it up to give yourself a massive advantage. That you can't, if you accidentally like complete too many maps, you can't ever go back to it. That's a bad thing. It's a permanent choice. Like, permanence on the Atlas is really bad. But you can chain run one map right now. That's the problem. But then you fucked it up though, because I've done that in these. I got downvoted on Reddit for saying it's bad. I mean, yeah, it's Reddit though. I was chain farming Residence and Volcano for Consarts in 6-6. Hey, Rally Chamber, nice. Good recipe in there. It's not a cage yet. I mean, as much as I love poking fun at Reddit, I mean, I use Reddit. It's not all bad. Actually, I'm bad too, but still.
Exile.
Right, so again, here we're gonna look, and we have no trial. Then we're gonna do, is there any map here I need? No, I have all of those. Then we're gonna do the highest tier. Preachers. I'd prefer to complete my Atlas, then spam run tier 16s. Right, but it's still objectively a bad thing. You're putting yourself in a worse position by not knowing. And the only way to find out is by trialing out. And you can never go back to it, and you have to start all over from scratch. So you have permanence, which is bad. For SSF farming div cards point of view? No, for any point of view. For Trade League, SSF, anything. Like, it just gives you an advantage. Doesn't matter what league you're playing on. Better for Trade League, better for anything. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. One of the comments was, but do you just sell the maps you don't want? How does it actually break? I'm a noob, but like you can't remove maps from the Atlas. So if you like plan it ahead and set it up properly, depending on what you want to do, you could farm one map. Say a map that drops, you know, like steel rings or whatever, or bone helmets, right, as your only map of that tier, or maps that drop divination cards that you want, either for SSF or for just selling. Like say you want to farm burial chambers, that's your only like tier 15 or whatever for the doctor card, or shrine for that headhunter card. Like you can still set up so you can farm one map of each tier. This boss takes so long for not enough reward.
I am the Emperor.
Two maps at one tier? Yeah.
Kneel. Rise.
People hear break and they think break, you don't break it, it just means you can't focus farm one map. Right, but that's a bad thing. You are at a disadvantage. There's no advantage. It's only a bad thing. And they have the technology. They already have had seals in the game. They've just removed it. Because they thought there wasn't a use for them anymore. That's what they said. They said, oh, we've designed the new atlas in such a way that there's no reason to do that anymore. But that's wrong. There is loads of reasons to do that right now. And that's why when we were at ExileCon and they were saying this, I was like, I bet you that's not true. I bet you anything that's not true. And it wasn't. Hi, Lily. How are you doing? And yes, that's true. But you don't have to complete the map, actually. You don't have to complete the maps to get the notification. Yes, but you are getting more Guardian Cortex maps from bosses. No, you don't. You can still get Awakener level 8 while not completing every map. You can just put in the prismatic jewels. Good, how are you? I am great. We are just doing a League Start simulation and explaining as much as I can on the go. We're currently 13 hours in, and I have 2 sixlings. I have a Tabula and a Corrupted sixling. Yes, you can, but you won't upgrade it if you don't complete the maps? What do you mean? I don't think you understand how it works. I hope Breach is on the Atlas. What are the features you're looking forward to the next day the most? Just a free reset. I like the resets the most. I'm just hoping the game will be slightly more stable. If I get like 10 frames per second instead of 5, that'd be nice. Yeah, like regardless if you feel like that's bricked or not, it's a objectively bad thing for the players. There's no advantage to us at all as players. It's just a bad thing. Regardless of what you call it, if it's brick or not. And it really like makes a bigger difference between players who know what they're doing and players who have no idea what they're doing. The players that don't know what they're doing are going to be a lot poorer than the players who do know. That's always going to be the case, but it doesn't need to be that big. At least in the case that you have cartographer seals, you can have, say for example, Big still has no idea what he's doing, right? Okay, so there's 2 scenarios. Say right now, Big still has no idea what he's doing, and then he opens my stream. In scenario 1, which is the current world we're living in, he opens my stream and sees like, Zizaran, why have you not completed so many maps? Well, I'm doing that to get rich as fuck by like farming only those maps. Then he's like, well, how do I do that too? That sounds nice. I want to try that too. Well, now you got to make a new account. You can't do it on your current one. There's no way of going back. You are fucked. Whereas in scenario 2, where we have cartography skills, you can be like, oh, cool. Thank you. I will spend 100 kills fixing my atlas, and then I can do that. They should either make it so you just can't do it at all. You can't target farm on map. Or that you can fix it. Those are the 2 states that we should have. Either you can or you can't. Not halfway. How do I fix my atlas? Make a new account. In my opinion, they should make it so you can't target farm, but we'll see what to do. Yeah, I actually like the idea of completing the full atlas. And it feels good to do that. That's fine. I am completely okay with that. But the current state is really bad. What if maps don't have drop restrictions based on connected maps and what you have completed? And that's a good way to fix it. That is a good way to fix it.
Ooh, look at that.
Now we're talking. Fighting OCD is hard. Yeah, maybe. Really? Wait, is that the real Friedrich Seitalon? In my chat? Wait, is that really you? Wait. Wow! That's so cool! He was my alliance leader in my first alliance in EVE Online. That's amazing! Dude, we should catch up. Do you have Discord? That's so cool! That's so cool. We were talking about EVE Online earlier. And you tried to hot drop my carrier? Of course I did. I tried to kill everybody. Oh, good times. Of course I tried to kill you. Oh, that's so cool. I wonder if you play Steve Online still? Yeah. Do you? It should be that you have to complete. Yeah, that would be good. In the current system, if you target farm a map at tier 14, wouldn't you have to leave every other map that turns into tier 14 uncompleted? No. You don't. No, I play PoE actually. Nowhere near as well as you. That's a dude. Do you have Discord? We should catch up. That's so cool. That's so cool because we were talking about EVE Online earlier. I'm so happy you're here. That's awesome. Ha, that's awesome. Path of Eve. What's the best build of Metamorph in your position? Skeletons. Skeletons was the best build in Metamorph. Awesome. That's so cool. Wow. I was not expecting that. That's awesome. There was an EVE Online player which was slightly older that we used to play with a lot called Zaphod B. And I think he was like 60, 65. And he just suddenly disappeared for no reason. So we thought he died, and we named an outer ring station Zaphod B Memorial because we thought he died IRL. And then he came back, and he's like, "Ziz, why is there a station named after me?" I was like, I thought he died. Oh, nice, Frederick. That's awesome. No, honestly, like, the full explanation of how to, like, target farm one map, you kinda gotta go to Carb too. I haven't made a big video on that. It's pretty complicated. How long ago did you play EVE? When did I quit? I think I quit in 2016 or 15. Damn, bad jewel. Any item.
The first ones are watching Survivor. Don't disappoint them.
But yeah, I'll send you a Twitch PM, Frederick, and give you my Discord thing. How do you get the online gem? Just drop randomly. How exactly are you making money with Bestiary? Well, there's a lot of... I have a full video showing like why it's good and stuff, but like the item one that I just did, the create any unique item, that could be a headhunter, Combs Heart, Shavs, anything like that. Amulet have several things that can be worth a lot. Helmet has a few things, like especially Baron in Trade League. Are there good maces or scepters? Don't think so. Swords, Cospreys, Wand, Post Pen, I guess. Map, that's just super useful, in especially SSF and everything. Where does Lead Sprinkler? I don't feel like people end up buying it for a lot because so many people like just put it up for cheap. Wait, battery? Oh yeah. And like this is a great scenario in SSF because now I got a Vaults of Bestiary, and what's good about that is that it's a great source of sixlings. If I need to upgrade it, yes I will. How? So when you corrupt an item, when it turns rare... Wow, nice. Awesome. We should get a 16 out of this so I can demonstrate. And before we go in, a good thing to do is to spam some prophecy too, because if you get the turn a map 20 quality, that's great to use on unique maps. But let's go in now and see if we get a 16. Let's show now. So yeah, when an item gets destroyed by a Vaal Orb and turns rare, there's something like a 1 in 80 or 1 in 150 chance that it turns into a 6-sync. So then when found items have a 36% chance to drop corrupted, that means that we have a pretty decent chance. Oh, and you can put Atzeri fragments in too for even more quantity on the map. I should have done that. Do any recipes share beasts? No. Only the yellow ones are used like in everything. Also check for like remaining monsters, although Exiles don't show up as a monster. So before, it was like never worth clicking the chest in this because, you know, it was just same as chest in a map. But now that they drop corrupted, then it's actually worth it, especially early on. And you can get like, just generally like okay things. I'd say like one in 5, 1 in 6, you get a 6 thing. And you do get a lot of 6 sockets too, so you get some jewelers out of it. And you can get Curse on Hateful Elves and stuff too, which is good for like Animate Guardian if you're playing that. So quite a lot of decent rewards you can get by running them, especially early on. Yeah, what Sil said. The reason they put Vaults of Bestiary in the game and the reason the Flask system is the way it is because that a lot of the developers of Renegade games have a lot of stocks in hospitals around the world that specialize on like tendonitis and stuff like that. So they were like, how can we make more money? Well, the way we do it is that we make people fuck up their hands on left clicking and using Flask. This but unironically. Didn't know where that was going for a while. That was a joke, by the way. Where is it? Where is it? Chris muted his mic. Chris is so nice. Like, Chris is just, like, incredible. So when we were recording and planning the Awakener event, I was at the DDD office for a few days. And, like, one day, Chris drove me to, like, this, like, food area he goes to. And apparently he goes there the same day, around the same day, every day. And the guy at like the hot dog, was it a burger? I think it was a burger stand. Just had a burger ready for him. I was like, and he just showed up, paid, and like grabbed it. I was like, that's amazing. And then while we were there was this guy who like this was while we were in New Zealand and we had a lot of meet and greets and stuff at ExileCon. So I was getting like, I'd heard quite a few times people going like, hey Ziz, can I get a picture? But then there was one guy at this area that said, hey Ninja, can I get a picture? And I just thought he said Ziz. So I like started putting my arm around him and like getting ready for a picture, and he just had like this look of disgust in his eyes, like, who the fuck do you think you are? And Chris was like, did that just call you Ninja? Does he know you're actually a streamer? And I was like, probably not, no. We didn't get a 16 in this, we did get a 6 socket, which is slightly more common. Well, we could get one here. But we didn't. Lots of fragments too. Imagine Chris trading coins and MTX for free food. Who's Ninja? Ninja is a mixer streamer.
Glad you made it back.
I think he's the most followed channel on Twitch still. Plus one off fire gems. That would be worth keeping if I was going to continue playing.
Good luck.
So, we're going to put in fragments. They give +5 quantity per fragment you put in. So slightly more quant. Yes, Fortnite. I think Messi started as a Halo streamer. But yeah, it's definitely worth doing these early league. And trade league as well, if you don't get a 6 link, that's good for you. And do remember that you can recolor them if they don't have the links that you need. But yeah, if you don't get one that's good for you, people will usually buy one, or maybe a friend that you're playing with will need it as well. Like, you get so many advantages early game by communicating and talking more to friends. Especially like for pooling currency for 6 things. Normally when me and Ember are playing and stuff, depending on what build we are, we'll usually insta-pool 4 hours into the league to try to buy a 6 thing. Sometimes a player that's playing solo will find like an ES 6 thing and they'll try to sell it for like 8 to 12C early on. That's around the price of an Exalted Orb. Or just straight up sell it for an Exalted Orb. So if you, yeah, sure, you might only have like 3 chaos yourself, but with friends and stuff, you might have 8 chaos or 9 chaos, and that's enough to buy a 6 link in the first 6 hours of the league. And if you don't have any friends to play with and you want to make some, there's a lot of people that find each other in the community, like Discord and stuff like that, and end up playing together. Like, so many people have made groups by, like, finding there. So if you see somebody going like, hey, anyone want to play together? Sometimes just say yes, and then boom, you have a new friend maybe. That person might end up being an idiot and screwing you over at some point, but at least you tried. And playing with people in Path of Exile, it's insanely overpowered. That's the best way to make currency in PoE. ES equipment is cheap. I was just like, any fixing can be usually pretty cheap early on if it's not the one they need. Most people are just going to sell things to get currency early on to get further, because having something sit in your stash doesn't really matter that much. But does I hate people? Yeah. We all do. We all hate people. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Is there a point to playing with people if nobody wants to be the support? Yes. So one thing that's really, really helpful, and you don't even need to play together actively, but this is what me and Sai did on the Melee League, and you can save up like 5 or 10 Bestiary missions each, and then rotate them with both of you, and in those maps just rush for the red beast. And then sometimes you find a 6-ink beast, sometimes you find like a portal beast like the spider, and then you don't really need to actively play together, but you're getting double your amount of red beasts and stuff that you normally would have. And that's stuff like that is super advantageous. And then you don't end up having to play with people or splitting a lot of loot. Hey, Kenny, come again. How are you doing, dude? Good to see you. Can throw out some, so I have room for more ones. Map completion is huge. Yeah, sharing map completion as well is amazing early on. You can, in a group of 2 people, you can complete the entire atlas in like 6 hours or something. In a group of 4, probably less if you're working together. And just having people like doing different sections and being like, hey, this is ready. Hey, this is ready. Hold up with doing that map. I'm about to get to the boss. And then you just like, boom, run in, get the boss, go back to mapping. It's extremely, like, party play is insanely strong in Path of Exile, but most people prefer doing everything solo. Except unique? No, you can do it with unique maps too. The 6 socket. So we're not gonna end up getting a 6-ink, I'm feeling, from this, but did get some other stuff at least, and a Vaal orb that we sorely need. I do need more pockets. And like quite a lot when I've demonstrated this, I've gotten 1 or 2 6-inks. And obviously there's some maps that have higher percentage. This one has 27, I think it goes up to 40 or something. I'll pick that up on the way out. I'll take a bathroom break after this. Oh wait, I have very little room. That's pretty usable boots, but I'm not going to keep them.
I need more pockets.
Boop. Oh, he's talking about XCC. Yeah, I mean, if you don't curate your chat, it can end up being very, very toxic. Because as a streamer, you have quite a lot of like influence over how your chat is going to behave. Like, for example, if you look at most chats with over like 2,000 viewers, there's going to be a lot of like pyramid spam, copy pastas, and stuff like that. Whereas in my chat, even with like 8,000 people, there is none. And I'm pretty open with like, it's not that I hate copy pastas and spam and stuff, it's I want to try to read every single line in chat, and that's why I'm able to be one of the most interactive streamers on the platform. And everybody generally respects that. You get like 1 new person in it every day they'll be like, haha, copy pasta. And we'll time that out, explain it, and then they're usually like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Swift Killer and Prolonged Pain is actually calculated slightly wrong in POB. For some reason, the skill duration is actually giving you damage on Essence Drain. It doesn't actually give you damage. But, so the easy way to think about it is, you get 4 Frenzy Charges, right? And you don't normally have a good way of having Frenzy Charges with Prolonged Pain. So this is your only realistic way of keeping them up. So you're getting 16% more damage from the frenzy charges there, plus attack speed and cast speed. And then you're getting 40% increased damage. So 16% more, plus attack and cast speed, and 40% increased. Here you're only getting 20% more, plus some skill effectuation that you don't really need. Right, but a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, like, and he also doesn't raid as much. Yeah, Naked, for sure. Thanks. Oh yeah, for sure, Butcha. But even with, like, I don't know. Generally, there's very, very little spamming with, like, caviars here. Do you think Facemaker's Psycho character will be strong next day? I don't know. I haven't seen the patch notes. I guess Killjoy. I particularly like the dead chat in League Start. Yeah, I think this was the only League Start nobody accused me of U-botting. In like a long time. There was one league where we had 8,000 viewers at League Start, and we had 3 minutes of nobody talking. 3 minutes of not a single line. Not Nightbot, not nobody asking a question, nothing. And I was like, chat, are you there? And people were like, shut the fuck up, we're grinding. I was like, okay. Yeah, that was synthesis. I was like, what? Okay. Alright, you're right. Hey, Zizaran, 100 hours into the game. Do you have any build predictions that would be good next week? Really want to start practice. What do you think on next start? Literally patch notes when. Like, best guess, I think ED's gonna be good. Animate, well, you can't practice animate weapon. Maybe animate will be good. I think they're gonna butcher it. No idea about other builds. No idea at all. Blade Vortex? Practicing Blade Vortex is probably a pretty safe bet. I would not practice anything with Impale in it. I would definitely stay away from Impale. Holy shit. Holy hell, 9 ads? Really, Twitch? I don't know. Are you still watching ads? I can explain. This is my fault, though. The amount of ads you're getting right now is my fault. I just think Impale's gonna get nerfed. That's my guess. Right. J Mike, is the ad stop? What's happening to Impale? Probably nerfed. I guess. I don't know. Haven't seen patch notes yet. Yes, they have? Okay, so all the ads you're getting mid-stream, like when you open a stream, that's not my fault. That's a pre-roll ad. They're usually like 10, 20, 30 seconds. And I can stop them by running an ad every 15 minutes or 30 minutes or something. I hate it. So I usually don't do that. But I play 3 minutes of ads when I go AFK to the toilet. So you're only missing a chair, and I get more money. But that's the only time I play ads. It's just to make more money while I'm AFK, basically. So you're not missing anything. Tortilla, I think, with the 39 months. And I should be searching more. I generally play 40 seconds of ads an hour on average. But it's a nice way to make money. Skeletons is probably gonna get butchered. Butchered!
Learn anything new?
Oh yeah, we have new maps we can buy here.
Glad you made it.
We haven't done Caldera. We've done Plaza. Or Mori we need. Fungal Hollow. I think we can deal with that. Thanks. I mean, ideally I should be taking a 3-minute searching break every hour just for like being healthier. But I don't know. As a gamer, I find it really, really hard to do that many searching breaks. Isn't that fixed, Sether? Yeah, but you need curse effect immunity. There are bane pits. I know how they should rebalance Summoner. Make summoner require gear. Make summoner scale the same way as melee builds. Literally have like this is the gear that your skeletons get summoned with. This is the gear your maybe not zombies, but skeletons maybe should require gear. Then they would not be as good early game and it could be busted late game, but with gear. They're way too OP right now with no gear.
Bring the beast in my sights.
No, you could like scale it enough. Hey, this is a free Exalted Orb. Here's one example. This is a free annulment and Exalted Orb. This is like one of the best beasts and one of the most underrated ones, but still very, very useful. I'll show you now. This is a Pharric Lynx. So if you look now at Bestiary, add a suffix, remove a prefix. So it's an exalt for a suffix and it removes the prefix. It's insanely good for crafting.
Do not worry, little beast. We are friends now.
This has found more useful beasts in 10 maps than I have not found that many useful beasts. They should start as normal monsters with a really low and go into rare. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Or 3 make it close. I've had one good beast. That's the 6th one. Boop. One day the game will be stable. That's what I dream of.
We will be best friends, beast, until we slaughter you.
Boop. You got boop. Nice, enough. Currency essences. AD didn't go off for contagion any. Almost good helmet. Maybe in 4.0, doubt it. Metamorph core game? Yes, but only 10%, so you're not gonna have it every month. So like I said, today is going to be a short stream, and I'm gonna end here and go sort stuff out.